Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner Nick. Enjoy.
Give him that anymore. I can't do this where I'm going to try to find ways that I can explain why Aaron Rodgers shouldn't be blamed, because he absolutely needs to be blamed for this game. Absolutely.
Where we went 13-3, of course they're going to be critical, and honestly, they kind of have a right to be.
That's why I'm so disappointed as a Packer fan in Aaron Rodgers and even Matt LaFleur, because even though it was the special teams, it still falls on him. He does the hiring and firing.
They got Rodgers. I mean, they don't have to give up so much, and they don't got the capital to actually go after Rodgers, tell you the truth.
If Rodgers stays, we're going to most likely tag Devontae Adams, and then we'll work something out a little bit later.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the Frozen Tundra Network. We've got a great show for you tonight, okay? We got the upcoming draft, which is going to be a huge draft for the Green Bay Packers. After that, we're going to talk about hold on trading for Darren Waller. Let's talk about it first. So we got these two wonderful things that we're going to talk about. I see, Bill, you're already shaking your head. So we got Bill the Packer fan. We got Isaac, we got Brian, and we got Jake. Let's get it. So let's start off with, we are going to do a mock draft that I'm going to pull up on the screen, and we're all going to decide who it is that we should draft if this is the situation that we are in. So
okay. Look at Jake rubbing his hands together. He's ready for this.
I got all the notes out. I'm ready to go, baby. Isaac, what's up, buddy? Haven't talked to you in a while.
What up, bud? What's going on?
Chilling, man. It was a long day at work.
He's got the hoodie on. He's going to be Hoodie Jake today.
Dude, it was cold today, man. It was only like 30-something degrees here.
Yeah, last time it was cold like that, you were in shorts.
So
shorts.
We're going to do 3 rounds. This is all hypothetical, but we're going to talk about who we think that we should land in this situation.
You mean this isn't our actual draft?
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. All right. So it is Garrett Wilson's gone. Trevor Penning, Kenny Pickett. We're going to go all the way to 22. Says that they want to trade. I don't want to trade with nobody. We need these draft picks. All right.
Yeah, I agree.
My boy was
So
taken.
let's see who was already taken. Malik Willis went second to the Lions. I think that's hilarious.
I hope that happens.
Would be the funniest thing ever. Jordan Davis by the Vikings, actually really like that pick. I hope that they don't pick him. That would be unfortunate for the rest of the North. Kenny Pickett goes to the Eagles at 15.
That'd be an interesting one.
So I don't see Olave picked anywhere. Here's Olave. Here's Walker. Drake London. Here. Traylon Burks.
London.
A very, very interesting one. I want to start with, I'll go around the horn as I see him. Let's go with Isaac first. What do you think?
I've always wanted to get Olave, but I see London's up there. I got to go with Drake London.
So he's going for Drake London. We got one for Drake London. What are you thinking, Bill?
I'm thinking Chris Olave, or however you say his name.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to be there at 22, but if he was, boy.
Chris Olave. So there's one for Drake, one for Chris. What do you think, Bryant?
First off, if Trayvon Walker was there, you would take Trayvon Walker. I do not think that's going to happen, but that would be the 100% you would take him.
So let's pretend like Trayvon Walker's not there because he's not going to be.
And I don't think Drake London will. Honestly, I don't think Drake London will be here. So if this happens, I would have to say Chris Olave. To be a little bit realistic, I think it'd be Chris Olave here. If Drake London's there, 100%. But Chris Olave would be my pick for this.
All right. So what about you, Jake? We're gonna pretend like London and Walker aren't there because I don't feel that's a realistic view.
Well, I really want to say London because I personally think he's the best wide receiver in the draft. He's the most physical. He will literally run every player on the field over. He runs over linebackers, defensive linemen, doesn't matter. I would take London if I was doing this draft, but Olave is a smooth criminal, man. So I'll take Olave here.
So just for realistic argument's sake, I think we're going to go with Olave on this one. He's 6'1". He's possibly the fastest receiver in the draft. Kid's got hands. He's got a great route tree. He in my opinion, he's ready for the NFL. He can step on the field and help you out right away. I know Drake London can also, but like Bryant was saying, London's not going to be there. Let's be real. In this scenario, we're taking Walker. Green Bay is not passing up on Walker.
No.
Yeah. But
So and Chris Olave, I think, like you said, he's not going to block great for us right away, but you can teach that, and we've seen LaFleur and his coaching staff teach that. But with his route running, he can step in almost immediately, and
Olave hasn't played a snap, and his hands are 2 times better than MVS's.
Yeah. So
And his route tree.
Right?
Do we necessarily need more wide receiver blocking when we have guys like Watson and Lazard blocking? I mean, I think we already are covered at that point. Chris Olave would be there solely to catch the ball, and score, get yards, whatever it is that we need.
MVS's replacement, pretty much.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're at the 28th pick. Let's go with Isaac. Who would you draft at this point? And you can say anybody you want, and I'll pull them up.
Okay, I see Devontae Wyatt still there, which would be great for us, but I can't pass up Nakobe Dean. I see Nakobe Dean right there, a linebacker that would help out. We have already, we brought back Campbell, and, we already have solid, linebackers, but Kobe Dean, I feel, will help out a lot with the run, pass rush as well. So Nakobe Dean.
All right. What about you, Bill?
Yeah, I'm thinking linebacker too. I'm not familiar with him at all, but I'll go with Isaac.
So Nakobe Dean is definitely projected to be a really good football player in the NFL. He's well, I'll
never run too short for a linebacker too.
Yeah. I'll move it to you, Bryant. I don't want to say too much until you and Jacob said something.
So I don't think I like Nakobe Dean, but I don't think linebackers where you go right now, to be honest. I think you got to look at offensive line depth, our defensive tackle-ish area right there.
Safety,
With that
maybe?
being said, yeah, safety too. But I think I would want to look at can you pull up just offensive linemen and see who's available?
You want offensive tackles like this?
No.
Who's back?
Offensive guards, offensive centers.
Why is it so low? There's people way higher graded than what's on here.
Oh, whoops.
Scroll up. There you go.
I was like, we're at the 100th ranked center at the 28th pick. There's a lot of centers drafted. Holy shit.
Are you scrolled up right there too?
Yes, I'm scrolled up on
Rodgers will fire Goody if that happened.
Hey,
Freaking
Jake, can Tyler play more than one position?
I do like Linderbaum. I think everybody likes
I knew
Linderbaum.
the answer. I just had to troll you a little bit. So, I guess we could go with. I do like Raymond here. I called him Rain Man, like Nick said he was gonna say. I do like Raymond here. Go to safety real quick.
Safety.
We do need
still there.
See, Petrie, if Petrie is willing to play safety instead of cornerback, he would be a great asset.
And then go edge. Let me see edge. I don't hate David Ajabo here, to be honest.
Yeah, Ajabo's.
He just got hurt on March 18th, though.
Yeah. No, I know. It's not for playing now. It's
My boy Drake Jackson.
Drake Jackson. I gave good scouting report on him. That guy's going to be good, I think.
I've seen that. Yeah, he's talented.
I don't know. What do you think here, Jay? Because I'm struggling a little bit.
I
wanna go
would.
Raymond.
I like
Raymond's
your pick of Raymond. I really
Yeah.
do. Sure up that offensive line. He's a guy that could play for the next 10 years and just be completely solid. We'll just run the ball a million times.
Yep.
All right. Jake, is that who you're going to go with then?
Yep. I was gonna go tackle if nobody else did. I was like, let's go offensive tackle right now.
So here's my thing. I really like Lucas from Washington State. I looked at a lot of linemen. I liked Lucas a lot. I like Kennard a lot as well. I thought those two really stood out to me. So we can get Lucas at tackle after this pick. So for me, to be honest, I really like Nakobe Dean too. I think he's really, really good. I think I would have to go with Dean at this point.
So
I
with
understand
Nakobe Dean, who are we replacing? Chris, why am I drawing a blank on his name? Chris Barnes?
Or how about this? How about we meet in the middle and we choose Devontae Wyatt, because that's a need that we need, and I think Devontae Wyatt also looks really good. I saw a lot of him.
He's a monster.
So why don't we go with Wyatt on this one, and we can do offensive tackle on the next one?
That's fine.
Okay.
Hey,
That's fine
Lucas,
with me.
he played a lot in college, man. He had over 3,000 snaps in college, so he's played a lot of football. He knows what to do, man.
Absolutely. So, would you guys choose?
I like the
any-
Wyatt pick.
Wyatt would be the
Wyatt
pick?
looks like he eats people.
Yeah.
So what the thing about Wyatt though is he's a little bit older than what Green Bay's. He's like 1 year younger than Kenny Clark. So you're looking for Kenny Clark has 6 years experience. Wyatt would be a rookie. So that's why it would surprise me a little bit by Green Bay, but I do like him as to plug into the defensive line and just kind of wreak havoc. So I'm good with Wyatt.
It's got to be better than Lancaster, right?
That's true.
Oh, way better.
If that is your line,
If
there's
that's
a
your
lot of
measuring
stuff better than
stick.
Lancaster, bro.
Man.
I'm pretty sure you could suit my fat ass up in some pads, and I could be just as good as Lancaster.
Let's see what offensive tackles are going to be there at this point. So we got a defensive tackle.
Who did
we got a
the
wide
Bears
receiver.
supposedly grab?
Christian Watson, who is funny because they're all like ragging on him, right? And then I've seen some fans anyway, and then it looked like a left defensive line.
Oh, I just saw they chose 3 quarterbacks.
Lucas got chose right before us.
You got to hit on
see,
one of them, fellas.
you
You gotta
assume.
hit on one of them.
You made an ass out of all of us now.
Oh, well, this is what the Packers do, right? It doesn't fall our way usually. So,
Yeah, never
Isaac,
What
did.
guards are available?
what are you doing at this point, Isaac?
Oh, yeah, let's go through, let's see, offensive tackle. You know,
Kennard, this guy Kennard, I'm telling you, from Kentucky, he looks really good to me. I've watched a lot of him.
He's underrated, man. He's underrated.
Absolutely.
I see Falele. You know, he could be pretty good, too. Only thing sucks, he's from Minnesota.
Yeah, click call, Nick.
Offensive, can you go offensive guard? Okay, Strange is right there. Let's see. Go to OC.
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 I thought he said OT because we don't need a center. So I was like, I'm not going to the center, right?
Oh, is
I like Luke Fortner, though. He's a good player.
Well, sometimes you look at a center that can jump into guard too.
Mm-hmm. Fortner can do that,
did he
man.
get selected? He must have.
What's there for wide receiver?
Pickens.
Oh,
We got George
Pickens.
Pickens.
That's my
Pickens,
boy.
yeah.
That's my
I would
boy.
take if George Pickens was there at 53. I'd take him.
So
in a
here's the problem, though: is Sky Moore is still there also.
Who
So
gives
do
a
you
no.
jump for Pickens right away, or
I'd
do you
take
wait
Pickens.
for Sky Moore and get a tackle?
I like Pickens, but that's just.
Should we all just agree on Pickens with this third?
Yeah.
this third
Yeah, I
pick?
do.
What do you think, Jake?
If Green Bay didn't take him here, the Patriots are taking him. I'm telling you right now.
Let's
Yeah,
do George
I guess-
Pickens.
Let's get him.
We're doing George Pickens.
Fall. If we
Now-
get George Pickens, dude, I told Tyler I'm going nude on my show, bro.
Now look, we
Like,
can
I'm
still
rip it all off.
we can still get an offensive tackle right here. We are
Does
at
any
59.
safeties fall in this draft?
Yeah, we need a safety, man.
Just
Petrie.
Jalen Petrie.
Petrie,
Is
get him.
dope. At Baylor, that kid was an absolute beast. So you taking Petrie then instead
We
of a
still need
tackle?
a tackle, though. We haven't taken a tackle.
See, here's the thing. You still got Kennard right here at 113 projected.
I like Zach Tom a lot, too.
Green Bay chooses 92nd after this.
Yeah. So I like Petrie. Has he said straight out, I'm only playing cornerback?
So from what I read early on, it said he could do both. He was willing to do both,
Money
and then
talks,
I saw
man.
he wanted to only play cornerback, and now I don't know anymore. So
Who's there at edge?
Ajabo's still there.
Jabo.
Hey, is Kirby
Oh.
Joseph still at safety? Real quick, Kirby Joseph.
Yep, Southern Illinois.
Check out
He's gonna be
defensive tackle.
He's gonna be a steal. He's a good deep third guy, man.
We already got Devontae Wyatt in this mock.
Yeah, we already got Wyatt. We don't need another tackle.
True.
Let's check out quarterback.
Shut the
Carson Strong.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's got to be either offensive tackle or it's got to be safety. Those are the two that. I mean, you could take a
You
Jabo.
could take a Jabo right at this point.
You could. So which one would you guys take? Who would you take, Isaac?
Petrie.
Petrie?
Yeah.
What about you, Bill? Are you taking a safety? You taking an
Petrie.
edge
Yep,
or offensive
safety.
tackle? Safety?
For sure.
All
yeah.
right. So what about you, Bryant?
Let me see the tackles again.
Yeah, that's what I want to see too.
I like Kennard a lot, and I hopefully he'll fall to 93. And if not, I do like Zach Tom a lot too. He's had a lot of experience. So.
We get linemen in the third and fourth rounds, and they end up being pretty
I think
good.
if Ajabo was there, I think they would probably take him. I just don't think he will be. But I like Petrie here too. It's fine with that.
All right. What about you, Jake?
I'm good with Petrie. He's a monster, man. He's everywhere. He's had sacks, tackles for losses. He has high tackle totals. He could tackle in space. That's really important in the NFL is to get DBs that can tackle in space, man.
Yeah. And I think with the Petrie pick, you might get where they're going to start using Savage up along the line of scrimmage more and let Petrie be back there with the AMOs. I think that would open up some.
That's exactly what I was going to mention.
Yeah,
was with
because-
Petrie, we could do hybrid type safety stuff now, and we got three corners. We would be the most badass backfield anyone's ever seen.
Because Savage is kind of, he gets beat deep by taking bad angles and stuff. But if he's playing up closer to the line of scrimmage, maybe he'll play better up there.
Savage would be more of a bad boy if he bulked up. You know what I mean? He needs to bulk up a little bit. He gets bullied a lot.
Well, if you add Petrie, you also add speed. Think how much faster our defensive backfield has gotten in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stokes, who's the
Crazy
burner,
speed everywhere.
Jair, yeah.
And Jair playing all year? Ooh, wait.
We're going to be everywhere, dude.
So I think we're
Kennard
all,
is,
fly zone.
yeah.
I think we're all in agreement that we get Kennard at this one, right?
Yes. Kennard is an underrated stud, dude. I'm
He
telling you.
fits the
agree.
need, and he's like you said, Jake
He's
said, he's
solid.
underrated,
He's
good
solid.
player.
Oh, Logan Hall is still on the board. I'm in love with Logan Hall, too.
Oh, send the pick back.
I'm so in love
Hey,
with
Chris
No,
Paul.
he just got picked, but I'm in love with him.
CP3
I think-
is on here.
Hey, Chris Paul.
CP 153.
So, everybody watching, that is our 3-round mock where we get Chris Olave, Devontae Wyatt. You got
I would be.
George Pickens,
Oh, my God.
Jalen Petrie, and Darian Kennard. So, I just got to say, I know that I want a offensive lineman really early, but if we can land Kennard at 92 and get all this talent early, I'm sorry, but this is a win right here. To me, this is a big win right here.
That would be it. I don't see it falling this way. I would love for it to happen, though.
Right.
But you never know. George Pickens has a little bit of maturity concerns and his little injury he could push down. Stuff changes like the day before the draft. Remember what happened like draft day for us last year, right? So you always see this kind of stuff happen. We'll just wait to see whose picture comes out in a gas mask and a bong and stuff like
And our
that.
next pick will be fake Chris Paul.
So
And then we got to draft Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant and Chris Paul, baby.
Y'all been doing your mocks on Wisco Fanatics. Go check them out when they have their show. They're fun to watch. So when you guys were doing your mocks, what do you think about this one compared to the ones that you guys are doing?
This is This is almost a perfect first 3 rounds if you think about it. You got 2 wide receivers. You beefed up front. You added speed. You shored up the offensive line. I mean, you checked off every single box that you could possibly check off if you really think about it. Really, rounds 4 through 7 don't really give a shit anymore because you killed the first 3
Money
rounds.
in the bank, baby.
Yeah, seriously.
I wonder
Round
if Pro
4
Football Focus, what their rankings are different compared to this.
Round
how
4 through
updated they are, but
round 4 through 7, we can get guys like Cal Katera, maybe 5th round, the tight end from SMU. I really like him. I think he could help. We can get like another guard. There's all sorts of things that we can do after. Like you said, this shores up pretty much everything. I think this answers all our questions. Now, Bill, I know that you were saying you're not crazy familiar with the college guys, but what do you think about this as far as plugging in players?
For sure. About shores up every need we need. I mean, we definitely need the safety. We definitely need receivers. I don't think we're going to get this lucky though, but I hope we do. You got my hopes a little higher.
yeah, right.
That's the problem with these mocks, man.
Yeah, right. This will be like a lottery winner. I wonder.
I just have a
fantasy
feeling
draft.
Green Bay's going to trade away and get a veteran or something. I just
Yeah.
have a feeling.
This is a true definition of a fantasy draft.
Yeah,
We're not used to Green Bay being active like
Hey,
this.
you got
I
to
don't
take
know what they're
George
gonna
Pickens
do.
away and replace that with Darren Waller. I'd still be pretty happy.
So we're going to talk about that after. I got a lot of opinions about that. Real quick, Isaac, there's no USC players. Are you happy with this?
This. No, I'm just kidding. Nah.
Call your
No,
local
Drake-
union.
I'm complaining about. I'm complaining to GM Rogers.
Yeah, so-
I mean, you're right about Drake London not being there, and then Drake Jackson's obtainable, but I don't think Green Bay is going to get him. Like we got players that can shore up positions that we need, so there's no need to get anybody else from here.
So another thing to consider, we still don't know if Jordan Love's going to be traded. That's still on the table. We don't know how serious the talks are for Darren Waller. That's still on the table. This is all solely if we keep all of our picks, and this is how it falls. I thought this was a wonderful draft that also gave me hope because I was sitting here going, are these guys really here? Like the Devontae Wyatt pick at 28. I'm sorry, that's a really good pick. I think he's going sooner than that. That's just my opinion. I didn't know that he was dropping that far in mocks. So
Yeah, I wonder how updated these rankings are. Hopefully good. Hopefully the website does well.
George Pickens at 53. Everyone's going to go, why did you let Green Bay get George Pickens at
I'd be
53?
interested if we tried the same thing on PFF.
But if you
what
think about it-
simulator do you use, Jake?
We use this one as well.
Okay.
There's always players like George Pickens that fall in the draft. You know,
True.
hindsight's
DK
2020.
Metcalf.
You know, then there's players that fall in the Packers do really good in the second round of receiver too. Think about it. I mean, Jordy Nelson,
And
Greg
third,
Jennings,
yep.
Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb. I mean, the list goes on and on.
It's pretty much
So
guarantees that
George Pickens will probably
have
end up being a
better,
star.
better career than Olave.
Yeah.
Wait till we get Aaron Rodgers' twin.
Oh no.
No, I don't know. This would be phenomenal because, like we said, we beef up with Devontae Wyatt, put him alongside Kenny Clark. Now you pick your poison right there. Like who you blocking? Both of them are, and then
Wyatt, Kenny,
Jalen Petrie would just
Reed.
open up so much on the back end for us. Like because you could whatever you want to do with Savage at that point, the speed, and then you have Stokes, Jair, and Rasul Douglas out there. I mean, like, good luck, man.
I don't know how
And then you have Devontae Campbell at linebacker. And
Don't forget Big Boy Slayton.
People can say Chris Barnes is a weakness, but he's pretty solid, strong hitter. I've watched him lay some people out. He's decent linebacker. He makes his plays and he misses some plays.
I've noticed with Barnes, he drastically got better, in my opinion, every time he was alongside Campbell when we were running a true 3-4. He actually looked way better than years past. But that's probably because Campbell's so good at, getting to the line of scrimmage and breaking through the holes. But
In my
How do you
opinion,
pass
we either had Barnes up here or we had Barnes down here. There was no
Exactly.
gray area.
Yeah.
He was either
Exactly.
really good or his head was not in the game.
exactly.
But when he was good, he was good, man. He played really good in the Vikings game, the Chiefs game last year. He was monster in both those games.
I
So what
don't
do you
know
guys
how you
think about
pass the
this
ball on
Waller?
this defense. What?
What do you guys think about this Waller rumor?
Well, let's get to that now. So Darren Waller has been rumored to be in trade talks, Raiders and Packers, but I'm going to say hold your horses, everyone. Think about it. Is this the best idea after all? Go ahead, Bill. Why don't you start talking about what you think about the rumors?
I mean, I'd take them, but not for no like first and second round or nothing like that. I think that's what everyone was saying. Like we'd have to give up a first and a second.
So
I want to jump
Isn't
in.
he almost like 30 years old, anyways?
he's
When we
29, turning 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we
see,
went
you know what I mean?
live on the before we knew the details of the or when we were talking about it, before we knew what Devontae was getting traded for, how many of us are saying Waller should be part of this trade? If Devontae had already signed his franchise tag and you were told that we got their first and Darren Waller for Devontae Adams, I'm pretty sure we would have been pretty pleased with that. So I don't know the hate for Darren Waller right now. Yeah, he's 30 years old, but how many tight ends do you see playing till 35 years old, right? Especially he's a little bit more athletic freak compared to some of the other ones. Yeah, he was hurt a little bit last year, but 2 years prior to that, he broke 1,100 yards both seasons.
How old is Gronk?
33, I think, right? 34?
Gronk's basically a robot.
He's also screwed together like with titanium screws.
He's done.
He's the grandpa guy and family guy.
So okay, so let me say my part first. Gronk's 32. Let me say my part first real quick, and then you guys can counter on it. Yes, you're right. In the initial trade, if Adams didn't sign the franchise tag, instead we were able to make that trade so that players were able to be exchanged and we got Waller, I would have been like, yeah, right on. The more I think about it, the less I actually like having to trading for Darren Waller, and here's why. We are a huge a heavy two tight end set offense, mainly because we are turning into a run first offense, is what the idea is for Matt LaFleur, right? Darren Waller is, in my opinion, the worst blocker at tight end in the entire, not just the NFL, the entire world. He just can't do it. He is awful at it. So now, instead of having someone like Tanyan or DeGuara, etc., you now have a guy that when you put him in, he can't block. You know he's going for a pass. So I don't like that part of how he's not going to be able to fit into our running schemes. He's not going to help at all. Secondly, Rodgers, I'll give you Jermichael Finley, but ever since then, Rodgers doesn't throw to the tight ends. He doesn't like to. He doesn't want to. He wants to throw the ball further down the field. He doesn't like looking his man down in the middle of the field. He just doesn't like doing it like that. So that's another issue I have. And then lastly, he's turning 30. He's going to want – I heard it's going to be a whole lot of money he's going to want.
He's under contract.
Yeah, he's going to make at least Kelsey money.
He is under contract for the next 2 years, but everybody's saying that he's already talking about wanting a lot more money like soon. So
see, and then you got to give up 2 good picks too, and he's 30 years old. Fuck that.
How do you think?
Fuck that.
So that was another point, Bill. This draft is so loaded. This is one of the drafts that I really don't want to lose a second-round draft pick. I don't want to lose a first-round draft pick. I really like look at the draft we just had. Granted, that's probably not going to happen. I'm just saying, look at all the talent. I really – this is starting to come in my head as as kind of a wasted trade on our end if we do it. I don't think it's the best idea, but you guys might disagree. Go ahead. I'll give you the floor.
Okay, so I have a couple things. Oh, go ahead, Isaac.
Oh, I was going to say, you know what? We need wide receivers in this draft, right? But I'm not opposed to the idea on keep on building on this defense. This defense went 10th last year. We can have the ability to make this defense 5th and maybe even up there. So, I'm not against the idea of keep on building on the defense where it's just on a monstrous level where, Rodgers doesn't have to do too much, and we can use our running game and just rely on our defense for once. I mean, not for once. Last year, defense pulled off a lot of good performances. But I'm just saying, an offense where Rodgers can rely on his defense, that's very scary for the rest of the league.
Yeah.
Okay, so my couple things with Waller is first, everyone's like, oh, his age, we're gonna have to pay him. He's 2 months older than Devontae Adams, and everyone was screaming for us to give Devontae Adams $130 million. We can give Darren Waller half of that, if maybe less.
I
Right?
think you got to
Probably.
consider the shelf
And then-
life of each position, though. Wide receiver is clearly easier to last longer in the league than tight end is.
Plus, you got to give him that.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't like that.
How many
And-
tight ends
and
do you
then-
know that played till they're 38?
Tony Gonzalez.
Other than the greatest tight ends that ever existed. There's a lot of wide receivers. There's
Okay.
a lot of wide receivers that were never
Yeah,
the
but there's
greatest
wide
ever,
receivers
and
absolutely
they were
falling
average,
off
and
the
they played
table
for a
too.
long
You
time.
can say that for each position. So my thing with Darren Waller is he's the same age as Devontae Adams, and we're not going to have to pay him just that much money. And he's had huge seasons. Yeah, he was beat up a little bit last year, but Devontae Adams has missed plenty, games over the last several years too. And then how you're talking about him blocking. What if you're looking at Mercedes Lewis on one side of the line, Darren Waller on the other side. You do a play action fake, run towards Mercedes Lewis, and then you got Waller screaming up the seam. So you have ways to, get him into formations and use him. And I have no doubt that Matt LaFleur would figure that out. So I wouldn't hate it if we gave them their second round pick, or we were like, hey, we'll give you our second round pick a little bit later. I think he's worth that to me because he opens a lot for offensive blocking. He can split out wide. He's a big wide receiver. That Darren Waller's an oversized wide receiver than if he can't block. And maybe he's willing to learn at 30 how to block a little bit, but we'll see. But I just think he could open up the seam and stuff for us. It'd be really interesting to see what they could do with him. So if we could get someone that would contribute right away with that one of those second round picks, NFL ready, has proven it in the NFL, I think it's worth it.
So real quick, let me address this, and I'll bring it to Jake. This is just Waller's not coming green. It's already been put to rest. No, it hasn't been put to rest at all. Do you know how many players, do you know how many people, beat writers, people that were close to the organization said that Wilson wasn't going anywhere and he got traded? Do you know how many people, do you know how many times the Packers said, we are not trading Devontae Adams? We got traded. So this whole thing that, that's put to rest already because Derek Carr tweeted something, it's not put to rest at all in any way.
80% of the time when a team said we're not trading this person, gets traded like the next day or next 3 days.
Derek Carr probably knows absolutely nothing about anything at this point.
The next 48 hours is going to be crazy. You never know what's going to pop up.
And I want to say this. I've watched Aaron Nagler for years. He's on Cheesehead TV, and he is adamant that he will not release news that at least doesn't have merit. So the fact that he broke that, or at least got credit for breaking some of it, I put merit in him putting it out there.
So, Jake, Darren Waller, what do you think?
Well, for one, I'm just going to go out and say I would not do it. First of all, when you keep draft picks, you get young, cheap contracts that could push out your cap room, give you more cap room for the next 3-4 years. Secondly, what it can do is you could build a really stout defense. I really like Isaac's idea. I want to build a defense. You could take those draft picks, turn them into defensive players, and then our defense is just monster for the next, say 6 years. We're young, we're fast, we're physical. Rodgers is getting older. Now we go to the Brady kind of formula where Rodgers can just be a check down king to the running backs, a couple passes to a tight end, wide receiver, just let the defense carry us all the way to the Super Bowl. Rodgers has never had that. He's had to consistently put up 30, 40 points. Now, to Brian's point, I do like the idea of splitting Waller out. I'm not going to lie. He could absolutely dominate some corners and some safeties in one-on-one situations. I love him in the red zone. But when we have to run the ball, I don't love Darren Waller as much, but in a passing situation in the red zone, Darren Waller would be awesome with Aaron Rodgers.
I find that our scheme, he doesn't fit what LaFleur is trying to do. Every time I think about it, I don't think he fits what we're trying to do. I just don't.
One thing I'm worried about. Go ahead, Jake.
And I was just going to say, we already have a tight end that's split out at wide receiver. His name's Alan Lazard.
So someone also said, you could put Waller here, and I was like, so what are we going to do with Aaron Jones then? Does that mean Dillon now loses snaps because we like to use Jones and Dillon at the same time? If you have to put Waller and then a tight end that needs to block for us, so it's starting to become a confusion of where to put everybody. I
What I'm
don't
kinda
think
worried
Darren Waller
about-
fits us.
What I'm worried about with Waller too is Aaron Rodgers going to get tunnel vision with him because Derek Carr did. Derek Carr threw to Waller like almost every snap, and you know with Devontae, of course we love Devontae. With Devontae gone, Aaron Rodgers is going to spread the ball more, and it plays in the hands of LaFleur's offense. LaFleur, comes into play where he can draw up all these plays, and Aaron Rodgers trusts his offense a little bit more, and that's going to open up so many plays for different position receivers, tight ends, running backs. It's going to fall more into Green Bay's offensive game plan, not getting a really star guy where Rodgers kind of gets his tunnel vision and just goes straight to him every single time,
How can you say Tanya's not good anymore? I don't understand.
No, he's saying.
He's
No, I'm
being
talking about
sarcastic.
Yeah, they're saying what? Tanyan's not good now? Like, so we're not saying Tanyan's not good. The reason why tight end is such a pressing conversation at the moment is because Tanyan's not going to be back for what, 6 weeks, presumably? Maybe
He
even
probably
longer.
won't be back till October, November area.
and he's on a 1-year deal.
I think all four of us love Tanyan. Like, Tanyan is awesome. I love when
Yeah, I
Tanyan
love Tanya.
is in
We
the
call
game.
him Kid of Light.
Yeah,
I call Bob the Builder.
so
He's
that's
just not quite on the level of Waller, but I think they would have to. It kind of has to come to us, and if we don't have a perfect plan for it, I agree. Don't do it. We have a chance to build this like defense into a top 5 defense. It might already be there, quite honestly, but to really like stamp it in as top 5 defense over the rest of Rodgers' career, I really like that prospect.
So this kind of ties in the Tanyan, especially kind of ties into what I was getting at. Like, Tanyan, he may not be up to par with Darren Waller. I agree with that. But for Green Bay's scheme and what we do, I actually think he's more beneficial than Waller would be, if that makes sense. I think Tanyan is tailor-made for our offense.
Well, he's much cheaper and he blocks.
He blocks great. Knocks guys like Nick Bosa on their ass all game.
Oh, 3 times in one game, dude.
Pancaking.
People have to get off this, so he got injured. So he's not good anymore.
Pancakes right there, dude.
Didn't Kittle tear his ACL too?
Kittle did?
Bosa, did he
Yeah,
not?
he did.
And
Didn't he?
then I think so. And then Bosa, all these players. There's been a lot of players that tore. Everyone wants OBJ, who has 2 ACL tears, but they don't want Tanyan, who teared it once.
Well, you got to think about medical science now, how advanced it is.
Exactly.
Dude, these guys are recovering from
Yeah.
ACLs in 6 months, dude. It's getting insane.
And
And
that's-
Achilles.
I did hear one of the beat writers. I don't know who it is, but they said they think Tanya might be ready for the start of the season. So that'd be
awesome.
great.
Yeah, it's all
when
about
he got
muscle.
hurt against Arizona like week 8, right?
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing about Jameson Williams in the draft is he's the guy that's falling down draft boards because of the torn ACL. But
I
now
think
there's
he's
talks that
rising
he might
back
be
up
ready
in
by
the fall
August.
Yeah, I would love it.
If he's ready by August, we're taking him at 22. I'm sorry. There's no other choice.
I think we all agree if
might trade up to get him.
If Williams doesn't get injured, he's the best wide receiver in the draft.
Oh,
class. Like, there's absolutely
bar
no
none.
doubt in my mind.
It's
Might
all
be the
about
next
tough
Tyreek
ankles.
Hill.
It's all about having tough ankles.
So, Bryant, I get everything that you're saying, and I'm not denouncing anything that you're saying at all. Like, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. For me, it just more ties into our scheme. That's the basis of my analysis on it. So, I think he can go both ways, where you can find really good pros and you can find really bad cons. We obviously don't know unless it happened, right? But
Yeah, and I know we might draft a tight end, but tight ends do traditionally take a couple years to really kind of come into their game. So if we don't say we didn't pull off the Waller trade, we're kind of hoping that Robert does come back healthy and he's good to go. And I am excited for DeGuara because if you think about it, this is really his second year because he was injured as a rookie, and you don't like DeGuara at all, do you, Dick? Or
I'm done. He dropped that third down in the playoffs. I was like, bro, there's not a fucking human within 5 fucking feet of you. You drop the ball? Get that fucking jersey off. I want to talk about Jelani Woods. Bro, Jelani Woods ran a 4.6 and he's 6'7".
Yeah, he's huge.
That is the fastest 40 time for a player 6'7" or higher since 2003. Dude, Jelani Woods, and he splits out as well, dude. Virginia Tech used to split him out on that.
If he runs like BJ Raji.
No,
let
he's
me
a
ask
monster.
Let me ask, why is he not playing basketball then? Like, what are you doing in the NFL, man? You're 6'7", you run that fast.
He's gonna be a
I'm sure he's
monster.
got
You want to know why? and this is why I think football is better than basketball. You can legally assault people. You can legally assault people, dude. It is the greatest sport ever created. You can run into somebody on purpose and be like, I'm going to kill you, and then you try to kill them, and it's the best. Basketball, you touch them, you don't know what the refs are going to call anymore. It's very annoying.
Unless it's 90s MMA basketball.
Oh, yeah, that's the best era ever. Don't ever diss that.
When you hit somebody with a tire iron.
Let's not get all downy in here, all right?
Is the big dog done? No, he's almost 40 years old. That's the issue.
That's your tight end. That's elite right there, Nick, playing at 40 years old, big dog.
Yeah, he's 38.
I don't know if we have many Minnesota fans watching, but your team's about to blow it again. The Timberwolves.
Out of all the rumors of the stars that Green Bay fans and some of the media is talking about who Green Bay can get, like there's names out there like AJ Brown, Debo Samuels, Waller. I think honestly, really, this is obtainable. Is Scary Terry, because Washington's front office.
I haven't heard anything about him being traded though. I just have not heard anything. I feel like that's fan created.
Yeah, but it's Washington. They do dumb shit all the time.
Dumb shit all the time, and they'll probably give it to him for Jordan Love or something. You know what I mean? Like
I would absolutely love Scary Terry, but I haven't heard anything concrete happening.
We're talking about hypotheticals here, but
I once watched Washington put their franchise quarterback in the game when he was clearly hurt, and he never played the same again. So this is the team that we're talking about here. I'm pretty sure if you gave them any type of value, they would go, "Oh yeah, I'll do that." I have no doubt in my mind. So
yeah.
Look, I still think Lockett's the best option. I think that's the best option. I think that's the cheaper of the really, really good receivers for us.
I really like Lockett.
Bryant, you called it, bro. The Grizzlies just won 111-109.
Nice.
Buzzer beater?
John
I don't know. I didn't see what happened, but I was looking on my phone and all of a sudden it said 111-109.
Yeah, buzzer beater.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of which, if you are in the Chicago, Detroit, or the Minnesota area, the Bucks are just better than anything you could possibly put together. So
sorry,
I'm not even a Bucks fan, but that's funny to me.
Sorry,
dope sweater.
Oh yeah, I got this on today. Since none of you motherfuckers is getting one of those anytime soon here. Not you guys. Chicago and Minnesota.
Wait a minute.
Detroit. You ain't getting one of these anytime soon.
I got 17 of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
See,
hey, Nick,
I've been alive for 30 years. I finally got one.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm happy for the Bucks, and they might make it again. To be honest, it's the 76ers are starting to look like they're crashing down to reality all of a sudden. What were they?
How bad is Harden?
What's wrong with Doc Rivers? Doc Rivers cannot close out a series with his life dependent on it.
Bro, if they blow a 3-0 lead, oh shit.
Yeah,
it's kind of on Embiid a little bit. You got to think about it. As good as he is, man, you're the star. You gotta take control,
James
man.
Harden will be kicked out of any top 100, top 75 lists forever if they blow this.
Dude, people were ranking him above Dwayne Wade. The audacity. Are you kidding me?
I hate when the argument right now is him versus AI. Dwayne Wade is clearly a tier above those guys.
Yeah.
I would pick AI. Even though AI wasn't as efficient, he's a dog.
He's a bad dude.
But AI is so dope, but Dwayne Wade's defense puts me over the top of that.
Dwayne Wade was more rounded player.
Yeah. But as far as crossovers and flashiness, AI, you can't get away from AI with that one.
Let's move on real quick to something that I think everybody will enjoy. There was a receiver that ended up doing something illegal recently, and they just so happened to play for the Bears. Pringle decided you don't need a license to do donuts, but I guess is
with small children in the car.
With his children in the
child, right?
But Bear fans will deflect and go, Watkins. Like that's supposed to hurt us.
We should get charged for child endangerment.
So Bears fans were saying, look, he wasn't drunk or anything. You're like, you realize illegal means illegal no matter which illegal it is, right? Like I get it. He wasn't drunk. That's nice. But what an idiot.
But if his kid got whiplash.
It's like when Zadarius Smith got pulled over with weed and all the Bears, Lions, and Vikings fans were like, he should be suspended for the whole year.
What? He got caught with weed.
Or Aaron Rodgers jokingly throws a football at a high school kid at his legs.
With that.
He's like, I can't believe you picked that off, mother. And all of a sudden, he should be suspended for that. Like, so I just wonder where the moral line is here with legalities and such with these fans, man. But
Bears fans are just desperate, really.
Yeah, they hate themselves just as much as we hate them.
That actually might be true because I talk to Bears fans in real life and they just seem like unhappy people, and I'm like, I know where it comes from.
Yeah, well,
they wake up.
Chunk of them live in Chicago.
Yeah, dude. All they do is talk about it. It's like you're like an obsessive ex, dude. Leave me alone.
He's talking with Packers. Packers.
Actually,
Waller easily.
I give us like a 0% chance that the Niners call us up and go, "Hey, do you want Tebow?" Like, I just don't see it.
Yeah, John Lynch is not an idiot.
I'd rather give like a second for Waller than a first plus some for Devo, who had one good year.
Not only that, as much as Waller will cost a lot for a tight end, Deebo Samuel will cost a lot for any player that exists. Like,
I just don't like how Deebo is like complaining about his role and everything. Like, what makes you think he won't do that for another team? Be like, oh, I don't like this role.
What do you think?
Trade me.
You think he won't complain about the weather? It's fucking cold here, man.
Yeah.
Come up with different reasons.
Played in South Carolina. He don't want to go up to.
So this is another aspect. Like, when a team asks 2 first-round draft picks for any player, we got a first and a second for Adams. You can best believe Green Bay is never going to give more than what they got for Adams. They're immediately going to go, yeah, that's the threshold. I'm not going past that.
Who you guys? I seen someone yesterday. I think I sent it in our chat. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to give both first for Waller." I'm like, "Yeah, because that would make sense, right?" So Green Bay essentially traded their first and Devontae Adams for Waller in a second. That makes a lot of sense. Like, think for 5 seconds before you speak.
Call me crazy, but I don't think the 4th best tight end in the league is worth a first. Not even one first. That's just me.
Yeah. And
Call me crazy, but thinking before you talk is probably a good idea.
So I got Kelsey 1, I got Kittle 2, and I would go Mark Andrews 3, and then I'd go Waller.
Yeah. I mean, 4 years ago, I would have given first for Kelsey in a heartbeat. But
and better than Maul, Big Bob Tunyon.
Bob
Tunyon could be somewhere in the 10 range for tight end.
I like him.
Right.
So Kelsey's like 32. That's another tight end that's just continuing to play into his early, to mid 30s. So
yeah.
But like I said, I think whether we do it or not, it's fine. Really, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
It would just give us an immediate proven weapon for Aaron Rodgers.
True. If Sammy Watkins can stay healthy and his knees are not shot, I think he can really, I see like an 800-yard, maybe 6 touchdown, 7 touchdown ceiling if he can stay healthy.
I said a couple episodes ago, I'm thinking we're gonna have like that chunk of like 5 to 750-yard receivers, like 3 or 4 of them, and then 5 touchdowns apiece. It's really gonna be spread out. You're gonna have that with Lazard. You're gonna have that with Watkins if he stays healthy. You're gonna have that with Cobb because Cobb was having an okay year before he got hurt.
Yeah, he just scored 3 touchdowns in 2 games before he got hurt, I believe.
You're gonna have Aaron Jones catch just as much. I mean, and people are like, well, Aaron Jones, but A.J. Dillon had almost the same amount of receiving yards as Aaron Jones. So
I wouldn't look if we don't get anything substantial that we're thinking right now. If the team played as it is right now, I would not be surprised if Aaron Jones came out of the season with the most receiving yards on the team. I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think Jones is going to lead us in receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, for sure.
Rodgers seriously throws him all the time on the flat in the red zone.
So in 2019 was his high for yards, was 474. 49 receptions, 474. Last year he had 52 for 391. so he took a step back in
Number one,
yards per
baby.
catch. But
Well, that's because he threw to
I
Devontae
think
Adams
it's-
170.
yeah, no.
170,
But then you look
that's
at
a little
AJ
low.
Dillon. You look at AJ Dillon. He had 34 for 313, and that dude has some sweet hands. Some of those catches he made last year, I was like, oh man. So I think you're going to have a bunch of 400 to like 600, 500-ish type of receivers, and it's just going to be spread out. And I'd really like that, actually.
Here's the conundrum that us Packers fans run into with not having Devontae Adams anymore. This comment right here. This is not a bad thing right here. Having Aaron Jones, relying more on Jones and Dillon, I wish we relied on them more in the playoff game. I wish this is not
If Dillon
a
didn't
bad
get hurt, I think we win that game, to be honest.
Yep, 100%. We're going to smash them.
He was killing them in the first quarter, absolutely killing them.
If you slowly look year for year for year, LaFleur's offense is more morphing into having our run game be more, at least like 50% implemented to our pass game. And it could be even more if we put more defense on the field. I mean, of course, we're going to get some wide receivers, and Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball. But I like this trend that we're going into where we're relying on our running backs, which is we got two guys who could do catch and run. So why not use them?
Dude, I can't wait for Kirk Cousins to finish with more touchdowns than Aaron Rodgers because they need to, and they're always behind. And then for like Vikings fans to brag that Cousins had more touchdowns with their 10-7 or 9-8 record, while we're like 13-3 again, and Aaron Rodgers was just extremely efficient with like 30 touchdowns, 3,500 yards, and we're in the playoffs again. It's going to be great.
He went 26-4. He went 26-4, and we went 13-3.
Yeah, that's the type of season I think Aaron's going to have, maybe with a few more touchdowns because he'll get him in there. But
so Blake, I didn't say that you said it was a bad thing. I was speaking in general that Packers fans had this meltdown about not having Adams, and look, I mean, so did all of us. I mean, but once you start thinking about it and you start calming down, you start getting realistic about what could possibly happen without Devontae Adams, it makes sense. Like, relying more on Jones and Dillon is not a bad thing. And like Jake said earlier, relying on the defense more is not a bad thing. Those are things that win Super Bowls right there.
Brian, on your cousin's point, that reminds me of the meme of the guy drinking champagne that's in last place and squirting everybody.
Yeah. You know, the defense. The reason I said the defense, because in the playoffs, you know, and Blake talks about it here, they showed that they can carry. You know, they really showed that they could play 60 minutes of really, really elite football. If our special teams isn't special, then, man, we are going to be a really, really good team. And I just want to say, it doesn't matter what receiver we get. Aaron Rodgers is the weapon. At the end of the day, no matter who we have on the outside, Rodgers is the one that makes them look good with his pinpoint accuracy.
Absolutely. Have you guys seen a recent picture of Aaron Jones? He looks ripped.
I know. I was just checking out his Instagram the other day. Or today, because they did a thing for military today, I think it was, or yesterday at Lambeau.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. He always has that.
Was that today or yesterday? I don't remember.
The formula has been proven multiple times. For example, if our defense can be like back in the 2000s Bucks scary or Ravens scary or Seattle Seahawks scary, if we can have
how about the year we won the Super Bowl?
Okay, just like that. Exactly. But my point was going to be, for example, with the Bucks or the Ravens, they didn't have good quarterbacks. They were able to find ways to win outside of that. We have a great quarterback, so I know you guys get where I'm getting at. If we can rely solely on the defense in the running game to win us games, imagine having Aaron Rodgers tied into that.
Or the Bears defense that took Rex Grossman to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Or what about Eli Manning when he had those great defenses and he had Brandon Jacobs who was running it down people's throats in the playoffs, something like that.
Yeah. As great as Aaron Rodgers is, I wouldn't mind him being a game manager if our defense goes crazy and our run game just takes off. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind Aaron Rodgers being a game manager. If it's going to win us games of our defense is just taking over offenses and then run game just dashing people.
Yeah.
He'll never be a game manager. He's too talented. But, like, I get what you're saying. Like, just not as heroic Aaron. You know, he doesn't – it's not all him at that point.
He's not relied on every second.
Well, why can't we rely on one of these times when it's the end of the fourth quarter, instead of throwing the ball 5-6 times in a row, Why can't we hand it off 3-4 times in a row, get chunks of yards, get a field goal, and then our defense is able to stop the opposing offense? See, I'd like to see stuff like that instead of watching Aaron Rodgers have to throw to Davante Adams 7 times, and then we try to get the win that way with zero seconds left on the board. Because if we give anybody any time, they always seem to win.
There's a couple things to take away from this. First of all, sometimes LaFleur calls bad plays. I'm gonna talk shit about LaFleur for a second. He talks bad plays once in a while, and I believe it was in the Niners game. They started to come back, and he called a really long pass play on like a first down, and then we got sacked on the second down. God, I don't remember the time, but it was in the third quarter. So LaFleur has some blame for that. We have to rely more on the run game. So if Dylan didn't get hurt, we were just going to pound the rock, I believe. We had a 7-0 lead. That's what the game was trending towards. We just had to give it to Aaron Jones. And the offensive line has to stop getting hurt. God damn. I feel like that's killing us the last couple of years. Bakhtiari and Jenkins. And we just have to stay healthy up front. And I feel like our line can be elite and carry us as well.
I really like our line going in.
Hey, Jake, I'm going to blame Hackett because he's off our team.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes the play calling is just fucking ass cheeks, in my opinion.
Yeah, when Bakhtiari played in the Lions game, and then he ended up not playing in the Niners game, I got this this deflating feeling, kind of like, what the fuck just happened? Why did this just happen? We were hoping that Bakhtiari was going to be able to hold off everything that we were going to worry about that game, and we gave up 5 sacks. And gentlemen, 3 of those 5 sacks came on third down.
Yeah.
That changes games. That really does right there.
It does. And then you got to think about quarterback hurries, like Rodgers has a clock in his head, and if he's getting rushed, I honestly don't blame him for throwing to Davante so much, because if you throw it up, there's one wide receiver you trust in this team. It's Davante, right?
Yep. And let's be clear.
I had trouble watching that last play before the punt, man.
It's so ugly. But here's the funny thing. Rodgers doesn't take chances. Okay, he threw it into double, triple coverage right there. He doesn't take chances. He had the highest percentage of passes that were considered not open last year, right? Did you guys see that stat?
He had one to Tanyan actually against the Lions.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Sick.
Remember that one over the middle? Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Oh.
Bro, the hole was
Your
this
hole,
big,
dude, yeah.
and Rodgers just like, yeah.
Okay, so
What?
highest percentage of dropbacks where 0 pass catchers were considered open. Aaron Rodgers was the highest percentage. So, with that being said, how did he complete such a high percentage in general with so many touchdowns, not that many interceptions? He's clearly throwing the ball, threading the needle. This thing where people make up, Rodgers doesn't like to take chances. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I see it every day he does.
You know what it is the hater fans, like, they turn off ESPN Top 10 when they see Aaron Rodgers threading the ball, I mean, and making those plays. Or those NFL Blitz channels where Aaron Rodgers are making like a gravity-defying ball that goes to Davante's hands or a receiver.
Or where Peyton Manning is on that live show and he's like, "Oh, did you guys see that? Oh my, did he really just do that?" That's the one you're talking about, Jake Tatanian.
Yeah, dude, I still can't believe that throw. He actually had a couple throws to MVS, and we talk shit about MVS a lot, but he had a couple throws against the Ravens to MVS where it was just like, that is mind-blowing that he's completing that pass. He actually he had one against the Bears, the touchdown pass to Aaron Jones, where he threw it, and it was an inch above that defensive lineman's hands, and you're like, Rodgers definitely planned that. Like, that wasn't luck. Like, he definitely threw that perfectly. That's just how I feel.
What about like a big week 4 or something like that, where we right by the defender's ear, right to Davante Adams for the touchdown, like literally like right by his ear.
Do you remember the one to Richard Rodgers? When you talk about ear hole, I always think the one where Sean Lee was covering Richard Rodgers up the left sideline, the first touchdown of the game, and it went through his arm and his helmet, and I'm like,
Put his hands
what?
up like this and went right through it.
Like, how?
This man is impossible.
He did that against the Eagles too, where the guy put his hands up and went right through his hands.
Dude, you can make a top 100, and nobody's touching that list for Aaron Rodgers throws. I swear to God.
Well, just think about I'm sorry I had some technical difficulties, but you have that throw to Jamal Williams against Kansas City. You have the throw to Jared Cook. I mean, just off the top of my head, those two are disgusting.
Yeah. What about the Bears game?
The Bears ones that didn't count.
The one
The
that
penalty?
didn't count. That
That's
was
the best throw in NFL history. I've said it for years. That is the best throw in NFL history. Bro, he
his
dodged
whole ball
75
was
people. And
I
threw it while
remember
jumping in the air doing a 360.
Me and Simon were at season opening in Jacksonville, and he had, I think it was Jalen Ramsey, hanging on him. He threw a touchdown. I think it was to Devontae Adams right before half. It was one of the sickest throws I've ever seen live. I was just like, that's just not fair, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that one throw where two defenders were literally like Devontae Adams catches it between two defenders.
Oh, yep.
They come diving at him. He catches it. It was like, how did he catch the ball? Like, I didn't even see the ball.
Who was that against? I can't remember. But I remember Devontae Adams talking about that and talking about his late hands and stuff.
It's funny because a lot of these are recent. I could start talking about he would throw the ball out of bounds, you thought anyways, and there's Jordy Nelson to catch it right on the sideline.
You go all the way back to the Super Bowl to throw to Greg Jennings, where he got popped by Polamalu.
Dude, you know who was really good? James Jones was underrated. He made some amazing catches. He would drop the wide open ones. You're like, you fucking jackass.
Like the Super
but then he
Bowl,
would make a crazy one.
The Super Bowl, he's wide open, and he hit the ball off his helmet. And I was like,
Him
what are you
and Jordy
doing?
Nelson.
What about the throw to
beat
Jamal
them by
Williams?
14. More points.
Throw.
Hey, versus Kansas City.
Yeah, against Kansas City.
That's one of the sickest throws I've ever seen. I thought he was throwing it away, and all of a sudden it was a touchdown. I was like, what just happened?
So this whole mantra that they try to create, man, I tell you what, Aaron Rodgers is the most scrutinized quarterback, and for good reason, because if you're not hated, then you're not the greatest. That's a fact.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That is a straight fact.
Your haters solidify you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Look at how much attention Aaron Rodgers got for not taking the COVID shot compared to what Kirk Cousins got.
I didn't take the COVID shot. People are going to come at me?
Yeah. Like,
no. I don't give a shit.
Just like what Nick's saying, like, Kirk just said, if I die, I die. But Aaron Rodgers, literally had, a doctors and everything write this huge paper, a bunch of stuff. And the people tore him apart because he's obviously more talented, but he has a bigger platform and everything. So, but that kind of plays into what you're saying. Like, everyone's gonna scrutinize no matter what he does. Just like that stupid Chicago.
Brady can kill somebody and they'll blame it on Rodgers. Rodgers did this.
Aaron Hernandez took the fall for Brady.
Are you saying that Aaron Hernandez didn't hang himself?
No, Brady told him to hang himself.
Epstein hang himself?
In Aaron Hernandez locker room, it said Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We've put our tinfoil hats on now.
Right.
Look, people dislike Aaron Rodgers more than they dislike Amber Heard at this point. At least Amber Heard, there's a reason
Fuck
to
that
dislike
bitch.
her. Aaron Rodgers.
Fuck that bitch.
Aaron Rodgers is the LeBron James of football in this aspect, where people will make up anything they possibly can, even if it's false or it's just really stupid, and they will just hate the person just for no reason. And I don't get it. I personally don't get it.
Yeah.
Said too soon. Too soon.
But I mean, when he owns the North, I agree that Chicago is our biggest rivalry from history, but the last decade it's been Minnesota. Minnesota's been the only team that's given us any kind of trouble.
Yeah, as far as football competition goes, Minnesota.
So
Bro, I don't even consider the Lions a rival.
And it's funny because they beat us more than the Chicago Bears have recently.
They have.
I got a good conversation that we can have, and it's based on this comment. This person was saying that Aaron Rodgers is not top 10 because he only has one ring, even though Dan Marino is in everybody's top 10. He has 0 rings. Your logic is saying that Trent Dilfer is is a top 15 quarterback because he has 1 ring. You're saying that Brad Johnson, guys like
Jimmy Garoppolo,
Trent Dilfer.
Jimmy Garoppolo has 2 Super Bowl rings. He's top 10. I get it's the dumbest logic ever. And I said, look, if you're gonna go purely off Super Bowl rings, then you have a horrible debate, and that is a very unintelligent way to look at it. He said, you're graded on how many rings you win. I said, no, only stupid people grade you on only rings. That is
Aaron Rodgers will be the most efficient quarterback to ever play the game, and I don't know who's going to beat him.
Hey, Joe, you going to give us Waller soon?
When you tie everything together, because greatest is an overall spectrum of your resume. If you go purely off rings, then everything is all logic goes out the window. All rational.
I just hope and pray he gets one more, because at that point, if he gets one more ring, there's no more debate. He's number 2 all time, like to me.
Yep.
And obviously, I'm biased. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. Peyton Manning was great, but he never had the talent that Aaron Rodgers had. Right?
Nope.
He's great. He's a mastermind of the game. I'm not trying to take anything away from Peyton. I love watching him on Monday Night Football with Eli now.
I was gonna say like the highest IQ.
And watching him play was amazing too, like his IQ and everything. But he didn't have he couldn't do what Aaron Rodgers could do. He was a great quarterback, and then everyone wants to talk about Drew Brees, little like all his damn slants and everything, like whatever.
See, and that's the thing. How many quarterbacks actually exist that have more than one Super Bowl ring that started their whole career? It's not a big list.
Do you want to know the problem I have is how the hell is a guy not top 10 when he has all these MVPs, all these accolades? He has over 400 touchdowns and not even 100 interceptions, and you're not going to put him top 10? That is fucking ridiculous, man. How is this guy considered a failure? He's a champion, multiple time MVP, 4 times now. That is an individual accomplishment.
I'm willing to bet if I said, is Bill Russell higher up in the greatest, the GOAT list than Michael Jordan? No. Well, why not? He's got 11 rings, right? Is Robert Horry a top 10 player in the NBA? No. Why not? He's got 7 rings. It's just horrible argument. Terrible.
If Aaron Rodgers has another year like he did last year, he's gonna reach 500 touchdowns before he hits 100 interceptions.
Bro, think about that.
If he gets that
seriously,
MVP, if he gets that 5th MVP, I don't care what nobody says about rings.
Nick,
I don't give a shit.
I agree.
Nick, it's funny though, because like, okay, you're right about the argument about that rings is a stupid argument to make when you're talking about greatness of quarterbacks, but then why is Tom Brady considered the greatest to ever do it? Because he has 7 rings. Like, I mean,
no, that's not why. He's also got he's also got a lot of MVPs. He's also been the best, considered the best quarterback in the league for many years. He's still at his age, 41 now, still at an elite level. There's a huge amount of reason.
Yeah, he broke a lot of records too.
Yeah,
Nick, he's not even 40 yet. He's only 38.
Tom Brady?
We're talking about Brady.
Oh, you're talking about Brady. Brady's like 45.
Yeah, but that's what. But if you were to ask 100 football fans why Tom Brady is the greatest, the first thing they're going to say is 7 rings.
And that's the problem that we run into is illogical, unintelligent debates that use just the rings.
Because I'm not disagreeing with you that Brady has all those other stats and all those other records and MVPs. Like I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in the conversation or to be considered the GOAT. I'm just saying like that the argument that is made, right? Like it's going right into what you're saying about that quarterbacks are measured by rings, but like it's not a fair argument.
Well, I mean, Joe Brady has the stats to back it up.
Real quick. So here's where the argument. Do you see what's happening here? I ran you out of chat. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you even talking about at this point? So now you've resorted to conjuring up bullshit that I don't even know what you're talking about at this point. Do you know why? Because when people make really bad arguments and get shit on, they're really bad arguments. This is what they resort to, is making shit up. You ever notice that?
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I want to say one thing. I got to say Brady, Tiger Woods, Jordan are the outliers when it comes to the ring conversation.
I agree.
But all these other players that you put in on rings and make them greater than what they are, it's really like terrible debate.
Look at Joe Montana.
See, look.
Joe Montana's the same thing. He won 4 rings, so people are like, until Tom Brady came along, everybody assumed that Joe was the greatest to ever do it, right? But statistically, Joe's not even like, I think Aaron Rodgers has already surpassed Joe in like yards, touchdowns, interceptions.
I think you take it by era at that point, though. I think you take it by era at that point. You consider his stats comparative to his era.
I still think Aaron Rodgers is better.
But you can't do that too much
Me
with
too.
Montana because you had Dan Marino during the same time putting up huge numbers.
And that's why Dan Marino's in everybody's top 10.
Yeah.
He's in
a lot of people's top 5, man.
So look.
Yeah, he's in my top 5,
Here's
actually.
where this person lost the argument to me. They started going into tangents just like this. This is nonsense right here. This is dumb. What is Matt Ryan or Philip? You mean the guys that have a combined 1 MVP together and are not are nowhere near Aaron Rodgers' stats? So you're bringing up irrelevant information at this point. Like, we never said that you have to have only stats. You're just going into absolute irrelevant debate right here. But this person, the moment he said guys like Troy Aikman, I just went, all right, this is obviously
bum.
So this guy will put Matt Ryan and Phillip Rivers in his top 10, but not Aaron Rodgers. Delete yourself, bro.
So what he's saying is, why isn't Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan in the top 10? If you can't answer that yourself, then you shouldn't be on here. You shouldn't be talking about football. But
I feel like that's common knowledge.
Yeah, the second you say Troy Aikman, you lose your debate. That is the most overrated quarterback in the history of the game that had the most talent anyone could have ever asked for on a football roster. The second you mention Troy Aikman, you lose your debate at that point.
Hey, you know what? I honestly wouldn't call somebody crazy for putting Phillip Rivers in the top 10, though. I'm not saying I would personally put him there, but probably just outside. But I wouldn't call somebody crazy if they put him in the top 10. Phillip Rivers,
I'd have to really think about it, but Rivers has some stats, man.
Rivers was pretty good, dude. We played against him twice a year for a lot of years, man. And Rivers was a nightmare, dude.
It comes to a point like this. Why is Eli Manning in nobody's top 10? Why? Because he was a shitty quarterback for most of his career.
Because he was mediocre.
He's mediocre, exactly. He was average at best.
He's a mouth breather. You don't put mouth breathers in the top 10, okay?
But Nick, he's got 2 Super Bowl rings. Do you see how stupid that is? So
You want to talk about eras and changes? Like, this is just like Troy Aikman, how overrated he is. Bart Starr played in the 50s to the 70s, right? He had 152 touchdowns, 138 interceptions. Aikman played from 89 to 2000. He had 165 touchdowns and 141 interceptions. He made the fucking Hall of Fame because he got carried there by his team.
They had a crazy old line, dude.
He was the 90s Terry Bradshaw. Troy Aikman is
and he
the
had
90s version of
Michael
Terry
Irvin.
Bradshaw.
He had Emmitt Smith. He had that crazy offensive line. Their
Deion
defense
Sanders.
was raw. Deion
His
Sanders.
offensive line was
Charles
legendary.
Haley.
Defense was
Bro,
great.
let's not forget Charles Haley. Like, come on, Charles Haley was an absolute record, dude.
Hall of Famer.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hall of Famer.
So like I'm saying, Troy Aikman is the
That
Terry
defense,
Bradshaw
yeah.
of the 90s. That's
Sanders.
exactly who he is. They're both the most overrated quarterbacks you can ever think of that were on great teams.
Yeah.
I will make an argument for Terry Bradshaw. Quarterbacks back in the 70s got their ass whooped, so it needed a certain level of toughness, I will say.
Sure, but he
That's
wasn't.
why Bradshaw was bald for 50
Yeah.
years.
But honestly,
Bro, he
But
talks
honestly-
crazy as hell on Fox, man. I'm like, bro, you got your bell rung way too many times.
Nobody's
Dude,
knocking
honestly-
Montana. We're giving a comparison and using Montana. Like this is
honestly,
going nowhere.
skill wise though, Stabler was better than Bradshaw, but nobody will say that.
So
Stabler was way better than Bradshaw, but nobody will say that.
Michael is a rational thinker. So here's this comment right here, mentioning Matt Ryan and Elway. Here is the answer from a rational thinker. Elway is from a different era. It's not the same thing. You have to use comparative stats to your era. That's how I would do it.
Well, somebody
Greg
said
Rice.
that the guy commenting is a Lions fan, so probably not many brain cells left up there, I'll just say.
He is a
Right. So you would pick Matt Ryan over Elway? Football.
No. Elway was like probably. I mean, Montana played during part of his era, so I don't know if you could say he was the best in his era, but like it's close. Elway was possibly. I mean, it's him, Marino. It's him and Marino are like right there for like the most talented in their era.
And see, Joe, here's where this argument ties in where it's stupid, right? Would you have taken John Elway or Troy Aikman?
I mean, you don't even have to really ask that.
Is that really even a question? But wait,
No.
Troy Aikman has more Super Bowl rings, right?
Bro, and I'm a Raider fan. I can't stand the Donkeys, dude, and I would still take John Elway, like, you know. in a heartbeat. Like, it's not even. If we're talking football, I'm just being real. Like, John Elway, dude. Like, come on. Troy Aikman couldn't carry John Elway's jock, dude.
What does someone do when they have a really horrible argument and it gets shit on? This is literally what they do every time. You're losing. You're in your feelings. Like, is that not poster child of you have a terrible argument and it got shit on?
Oh, Greg Rice.
What's your buddy's name here?
Joe.
Joe. I just met you. I want to say respectfully, fuck you for taking Davante Adams, buddy.
Well, hey, I just want to say I had nothing to do with the trade personally.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'll reap the rewards for it, though. Like, I'm certainly not angry about it.
Man, he looked so cool in that Raiders helmet the other day. I was like,
dude, I'm telling you,
fucking bastard.
Yeah, just wait till he's catching touchdowns in that Raider helmet, dude. I can't wait. Our offense is going to be so raw this year, dude.
You can be a fan of another team and acknowledge that the Raiders obviously have the best colors, like the coolest like jerseys, right? Silver and black is just always so cool looking.
Well, there's the staples in the NFL: the Steelers, the Raiders, the Packers. Those are they're the classic uniforms. They don't change because they don't have to.
The Bears, even though the Bears are terrible, their uniforms are classic too. I actually like the Bears uniforms.
They're in the top 5.
Who says that Elway and Aikman weren't all-time great quarterbacks? This is like the dumbest argument I think I've ever heard.
I said Aikman. I don't think Aikman. I think Aikman.
I don't think Aikman's an all-time great though.
No.
I think he is.
Played for an all-time great team.
Look, I think he's an all-time great. He's not a top 10 quarterback. I would consider him an all-time great, I guess, because of the
not me,
right?
Not me, dude.
He benefited from his team. Everyone else say, "Look what he did during that era," and look what he did for football.
Emmitt Smith rushed for so many yards. Michael Irvin, like. I mean, he had guys that were like, they're both Hall of Famers, you know? His whole offensive line is Hall of Fame, like.
Yeah.
So let's break this apart real quick, this last part. Let's get back to your one-ring quarterback. Well, let's get back to your one-ring franchise. Oh, shit, you don't even have a ring in your franchise. So what are you talking about?
I'm done with Greg. I'm done with Greg.
Trade us Waller for Jordan Love.
Who's his team? What did he say? Waller for Jordan Love? Get the fuck out of here, Isaac. Dude, me and Nick were arguing about this earlier. Like, I don't think it makes any fucking sense for the Raiders to trade Waller. Like, you went and got Davante Adams so that you could have the advantage of having Waller and Adams so that, you know, it's like, who do you pick your poison? Who are you going to double? You can't double everybody. You got Waller, Adams, and Renfro. So to turn around and trade him for a second-round pick, to me, is just retarded. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Derek Carr, he went on the internet, or I guess Twitter, and
he said there's no chance.
He said, hell no. Yeah, no chance.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, no. Like, he's obviously not the GM, but...
But I will say this: if we were actually to trade him, like if we had to trade him, I wouldn't be upset if he went to the Packers because I'd like to see him do well, and I think Aaron Rodgers would throw him the ball a lot. I like Waller and I like Rodgers too. Like, you know, I'm a Cal fan. I've watched Rodgers since he beat USC, and you know that was like the first time Cal beat USC.
Whoa, Joe.
All right, gentlemen, I got to get up in like 5 hours. So
hey, it happens, dude.
All right, Brian. Have a great night.
Isaac, don't get salty about that one win. SC has been stomping Cal for years, bro. Like, give us our one victory and let us run with it, dude. Like,
I want it all.
It took an all-time great quarterback to beat you guys. So, like, you know.
What's up, Eddie? Can I correct you real quick, Eddie? Do you mean the Dez non-catch?
Did not catch it.
Okay, that was definitely a catch, in my opinion.
Today
but I'm glad they didn't call it a catch.
Per the rules of that year, it wasn't a catch, though.
That's true.
Now it is a catch. That is absolutely a catch in today's game.
Hey, did you hear that? Did you hear that the Jags are talking about taking Travon Walker instead of Hutchinson at 1?
Yeah.
Really?
What do you think about that?
Walker's a monster, dude. He tracks people down the field too, man. He's got a motor.
Hutchinson has he has the numbers and he has like his tape is there. I look at Walker and it's more like you're going off of like projection, off what he could be, you know? Like he has the tools, but he had 6 sacks last year. That's not like really impressive.
Yeah, but he was
especially
on a
that Georgia defense.
He was on a talented defense. That's what I was going to say. That's kind of to the point where the stats are going to be equal because you got so many great players making plays, you know?
Yeah, but
Hutch is kind of the guy.
So
there's
Joe,
a flip side to that coin too, though. Like when you're playing on a talented defense like that, it elevates your play. Look at
True,
Cleveland
it should
Farrell.
make it
He
easier.
played on Clemson, and he's absolute dog shit. But he looked great at Clemson because he had just nothing but talent surrounding him.
Joe,
So
That's true.
you have that. You run that risk with Walker of like how much of it was Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean and the other talented players helping him out. You know.
we did earlier we did a mock draft, a simulated mock draft, and we only picked for the Packers. And I want you to tell me this is what we ended up getting. I want you to tell me what you think of this draft pick.
Man,
This is our 3-round draft.
I love our draft.
I mean, it's great, but like, do you realistically think that you're going to get Olave at 22?
Well, yeah, I think
I think Olave could fall.
Maybe that could be. That
Do I
could
think
happen.
George Pickens at 53? No.
I've seen mocks where Olave is gone by 13, dude.
Well, that's natural. You're gonna see mocks where Olave is gone at top 10. Like you're gonna see.
Yeah,
all of it.
Devontae Wyatt won't be there. Pickens won't be there at that pick, and Petrie won't be there at that pick.
If this was the draft, this is what our mock simulated. We did the Pro Football Focus simulation, and this is what we came up with in our first 3 rounds.
It's crazy.
Hey, yeah, it's a great draft. If you could swing all that, I mean, it would, bro. That's a steal. But
Yeah.
you know who I think you guys should honestly take a look at in the late 2nd or the 3rd round is Jelani Woods, dude. I think
He'll be there in the 4th, 5th round.
You think
People
the
are
4th or
already
the
saying
5th?
that
I've
to
seen him
us.
projected to go in the 3rd, dude.
I think he'll be there in the 4th, in my
Bro,
opinion.
he's 6'7", 256,
And runs
and
a
like
4.6.
ran a
You know?
runs a
4.6.
4.6.
We
bro.
were
Like,
talking about him
Yeah.
before you got here.
that dude's like he just screams like intangibles, like, you know, like he's
Bro,
gonna
you know
have
who
absolute matchup nightmare.
You know who I want that's like not on everybody's board? From Montana State, his name is Troy Anderson. Holy shit, this guy's just like a straight up athlete, dude. He played quarterback, running back. He was in the slot corner. He played safety, middle linebacker, edge. This guy was everywhere, all over the field. And he ran track in high school.
Yeah.
He has 4.4 speed as a middle linebacker. That guy's gonna be a monster.
He's like a shorter Wilt Chamberlain or something. Like
So, he's white though.
No, he's talking about Jelani Woods.
No, Jelani
Wilt
Woods
Chamberlain.
ran the fastest 40 for a player 6'7" or taller since 2003.
Yeah,
a real
Another
stat for
Another guy I'm looking at is
And he's got hands.
That defensive tackle from Connecticut, Travis Jones. Like,
yeah,
dude,
but
he
I don't
can
know
knock-
if he wants to stay at nose tackle is the problem. Is he going to shift over if we get
Dude,
him?
I just wish
Probably
wish
shift over.
that there was some way that we didn't have to give up Waller, but we could like get back into the 1st round, because I really would love to see the Raiders get Jordan Davis, dude.
This is a good draft.
Joe,
to
you-
get a
I
lot
want
of
Jordan
good-
Davis so bad.
Joe, we already been through this. You're trading Waller for Jordan Love.
That's not happening, dude. If we did that, we might as well bend over and lube our asshole up for you too. Like,
Look, all right, you strong armed us. We'll give you Jordan Love and a 4th.
yeah, no, dude, I would say like you're high. Like you need to.
Well, at
whatever you're
least
smoking, you
you'd
need
have
to
a
put it down.
quarterback.
We have a quarterback now.
Okay, I just want to say this while a Raiders fan is here. Why does everybody hate Derek Carr, man? I like Derek Carr.
Bro, it's not Raider fans. Okay, look, I'd say about 35% of Raider fans don't like Carr because he has stretches in a season where he doesn't play well, but the dude is a natural leader. I'm on the Carr wagon, dude. I think Carr is great, and but it's mostly people outside the Raiders that they just don't like Carr. And if you want my honest opinion on it, I think it's because he's so vocal about the Christian stuff. Like, I think, you know, he's thanking Jesus after games, and I don't think people like that. A lot of people don't, you know. And he doesn't cuss, like, you know what I mean? He doesn't
I
cuss.
just give Joe shit because he's my friend. I like Derek Carr. I've told Joe ever since they drafted him from Fresno State. I was like, I actually really like Derek Carr. I think he's really good. He's got a cannon for an arm, and he's a deep threat. But the problem
He's got ridiculous arm talent, dude.
He does, but the problem
But he has
was
baby hands and he fumbles a lot.
You guys ruined him with this West Coast offense bullshit. You need to put him in
a spread.
In the spread formation. That's what he's used to. Fling the ball.
Well,
half the season.
I don't know.
Well, half the season, like what he had like more yards than Dak Prescott. He had a higher QBR than Patrick Mahomes. Like he had like all these. He was set up against many different quarterbacks, and he's doing better than them.
Yeah, and then Henry Ruggs killed a girl, and then like the whole season, that's when you can really trace it to that, because Ruggs was just starting to come on, and he was starting to look like he was going to be something. I mean, I'm not saying he was going to be a top 5 receiver, but he was looking like he had the potential to be top 10. Like he was on his way.
He was proven to be a deep threat. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and he was starting to make those contested catches, like climbing ladders for the ball and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a real big blow to the team to lose him. Because now, I mean, come on, let's just be honest, dude. I like Zay Jones. Like he tries hard, and he makes some good catches, but like it's a big drop off from Ruggs to Zay Jones, dude.
Oh, 100%.
It's a big drop off.
Well, yeah. Henry Ruggs was starting to break out of his jail cell, and then he.
Been right back in one.
He's not breaking out of any jail cells, buddy. He's going to be in one for quite a while, actually. Like he's looking at some serious time, dude. Like last I checked, he's looking at like 2 to 20 years.
Well, yeah.
And he deserves it, honestly. Like, bro, you don't do that shit,
Yeah.
What was he doing? 140 or 150?
150 miles an hour. And then he slowed down. He hit her at like 100 or something. And
who was that other dumb Raider that was showing all his guns?
Damon Arnett. But he was
Arnett.
trash to begin with. So he's not really a loss. That, in my opinion, that was addition by subtraction with him. But Ruggs, like we miss Ruggs.
Hey, we know that addition by subtraction. That's what happens when Kevin King gets hurt. It's addition by subtraction.
Whoever comes in is automatically playing better than Kevin King, dude.
Dude, Chandon Sullivan was an undrafted rookie. He came in and just completely took all his playing time. It was like, what, dude? We drafted you over TJ Watt, you son of a bitch.
The guy that took his playing time now, though, actually used to be a Raider. His name is Rasul Douglas.
Yeah, and he's good.
Yeah.
See, you guys might not agree with me, but I think Rasul Douglas is more of like a system thing. Like he was on the Raiders, and he barely made our practice squad because he just didn't fit our scheme. All of a sudden, he goes to you guys, and he's like playing all pro level. So are we to believe that he was an all pro the whole time, even though he went up to another practice squad after the Raiders? No, like I think that it's just the Packers scheme fits him really well. And let's not lie, the Packers defense is just tremendously talented. So when you have that many talented players, it can't help but elevate your game, dude.
Jake,
you say the same thing about Campbell. Campbell came over here, became a first-team All-Pro NFL linebacker, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and everybody was trashing Joe Barry before he got here, right? When we signed him, they're like, "Oh, he led the Washington to 31st, and this guy to this," and I'm like,
"Week 1 didn't help."
Yeah, week 1 was bad. That was freaking hard to live through, man. That was a gut check. But it got better as the season went on, obviously. And I'm pretty sure Kevin King is a free agent, if I'm
dude. But Jameis, week one, Jameis Winston just absolutely bent you guys over, dude.
Oh my God! You know how hard that was. Oh. I talked all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
We talked so much shit all off.
That was hard to watch, dude.
Oh man,
and the way Rodgers played too, like
after the offseason he had. Oh my God, that was
I can imagine there was some people calling for his head after that game, after the offseason, and then to go to and then like your first game you play like that. People are probably like, dude, what are we doing with this guy? Like,
bro, I don't think you understand Wisconsin
but he more than
sports
redeemed
fans.
Himself, though.
So Eddie, we don't have Kevin King on the roster right now. We haven't re-signed him.
He's a free agent.
He's haunting us right now though because he's a $3 million dead cap hit no matter what we do. So.
My bad. That was a phone call. My bad.
So basically, you guys get to pay him to go suck somewhere else.
My bad. That was a phone call from Goodikins. He told me that he just traded Jordan Love for Darren Waller.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
and then he traded Aaron Rodgers for Trayvon Mullen.
I deserve that.
At least you know who Jordan Love is.
Hey, dude, you're kind of a hater when it comes to Mullen, but Mullen is actually legit. If he could just stay healthy, dude, he's got the skills, bro.
Abrams is legit too.
Abrams he's a good tackler, but his coverage skills just suck, dude.
He's just a taller Carl Joseph.
But you know what they're talking about doing is they're talking about moving him, like shifting him to a linebacker, like outside linebacker, having him beef up a little bit, and I think that'd be good for him because he's excellent against the run.
Well, now that you guys are in a 3-4, why wouldn't you shift him to the bench?
There's that chance too. Like I don't think they're going to pick up his 5th-year option unless he falls out this year.
If Petrie does play safety, man, the Raiders better jump on that if he falls like that far down. Oh man, you guys need safety bad.
I want to know who Joe thinks is going to win the AFC West. That's what I want to know.
It's gotta be the Chiefs. You gotta go with the Chiefs.
No, if I was picking right now, I'd pick the Broncos. Really?
No, if I was picking right now,
man.
I think you have to go with the Chargers. Like the Chargers, they're gonna get. They already got better, and they're still gonna draft. Like
I said, San Diego, huh?
And Herbert is gonna get a year better. Like I think they're the favorite, but I think the Raiders could win the division too. Like we're stacked, bro. Like we just got Chandler Jones to go with Max Crosby. Like we just got Rocket Sin. We got Harmon from the Patriots. Like, you know, we still have Waller, Adams, Renfro, Jacobs. Like Foster Moreau is a decent tight end, like a second tight end.
Moreau.
Moreau's decent for a second tight end, dude. Our offense is so ridiculously stacked. We got Hollis from the Dolphins to be like our number 5 or 6 guy. We got what is his name from the Chiefs, Robinson. Like he's not great, but he's not terrible either.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's hard for me.
I won't call you crazy.
I'm going Broncos.
Broncos are going to be really good. Broncos is a good pick.
I don't think so.
Go against the Chiefs. It's hard for
I think the Broncos are still. I think the Broncos are still. Like they'll be improved and they might even make the playoffs, but I don't think that they're ready yet. I think they need some more pieces, dude.
I'll tell you the one thing the Broncos need to put them over the top and make them a real Super Bowl contender is another pass rusher because that defensive backfield is monster. They got a quarterback now. They got wide receivers. They got 2 good running backs. If they get another pass rusher to go with Chubb, they're about to be a fucking problem, dude.
So
seriously.
We're all naming all this stuff off.
Their offensive line is not like
what's going to happen
top 5
because
either.
What's going to happen because of this show, and I know it's going to happen, is Justin Herbert's going to throw for 40-plus touchdowns this year, and the Los Angeles Chargers are going to end up winning the West. Watch.
But it's the Chargers. They always find a way to blow it, man.
Yeah.
That's just their history.
I know, but
it's hard to bet against the Chiefs. Like with Mahomes is superstar value. You know what I mean? So,
and their defense,
he's going to win these games.
Was the best
losing
defense
Tyreek
in the NFL the last half of the year. Their defense,
I think losing Tyreek is going to cost them more than people even think, dude.
Who's to say that the Chiefs don't get a really good receiver in this draft, though, to replace him?
They probably will. But do you think a rookie is going to come in and put up Tyreek numbers, dude? I don't think so.
It's possible.
I think the Chiefs losing Hill is bigger than the Packers losing Adams. That's just my personal opinion.
Look,
yeah, because
Justin Jefferson did it. Jamar Chase did it. I think that it's very possible that a receiver could come in and produce similar to Hill. Yes.
But he's not going to do what Hill does, dude.
No, he doesn't have to, though. If he can do, if he has other strengths.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
Offense is going to be scary, though. With Devontae
Dude,
Adams
the Raiders'
and Hunter
offense.
Renfrow,
If we keep Waller, the Raiders' offense is going to be scary, bro.
They need a running back still.
Jacobs is pretty good, man. He's just he just gets injured, dude.
Into Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah. Tell that to Lakers fans about AD. He just gets injured, dude.
Yeah,
I heard it sucks.
So is anybody here?
I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying your availability is a skill.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a skill.
Is anybody here?
Are you comparing Jacobs to AD? Like
just injury wise?
Okay, injury wise. Sure,
okay.
But
Is anybody here going to honestly say that Jacobs sucks?
I don't think he sucks. I just don't
No,
think he's
he
that
doesn't
good.
suck,
I don't
no.
think he's
I'm
great.
not gonna say he's good either. I think he's kind of in the middle.
Yeah, he's kinda in the
See, I
middle.
think he's good, man. He runs
I
hard
think-
and
I think he's slightly
he's got
above
like
average.
Yeah,
he's not. I
slightly
mean, he's
above
not a burner, but he has good elusiveness and he's also got power. Like he can run a guy over or he can go around you.
I think the Packers have 2 running backs that are better than your number 1 running back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue that. Dylan's a beast.
Yeah, he is.
And
The
Jones
mayor
is-
of
Jones
fucking
is a
Door
really good
County. That's my
receiver.
guy.
You know, I mean, I'm not going to argue that. You guys have the best 1-2 tandem in the league as far as running
Yeah,
backs.
they-
Well, it actually you could argue
Browns.
Cleveland too with Chubb and Hunt.
Yeah, they greased
that's
up
a
the
pretty
side
good
of the
tandem
walls.
too.
Oh,
Side
yeah.
of the walls so AJ Dillon can walk through it. The quads, the big ass
I-
quads.
I think Chubb and Hunt have to be the best duo in the league. I don't
Yeah.
think there's
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way that,
They
Chubb
got
and
2
Hunt,
number
for sure.
1s over there.
exactly. And let's be honest, as great as Jones is at receiving the ball, I think Hunt is a little better than Jones is as a receiver. I think he is.
Really?
I do.
Let me ask you guys this: what do you guys think if Deshaun Watson can play all season? Like, it's hypothetical. Obviously, he's going to be suspended and all that type of crap. But if he can play
Oh,
all
no.
season, you know what I mean? Deshaun Watson. What do you
Well,
think?
I think there's
If he plays
22
all
more
season-
women in Cleveland that are in trouble. That's what I think. I'm just kidding. The Browns would be really good.
I think
Got
when he gets his massages after the game, they're gonna say you cannot go above the knee. The
But
Browns,
I
though,
think
with Watson, if he can stay, if he plays all year, I think the Browns are a very serious contender for the AFC at that
they
point.
really are. They really
Hey,
are.
Greg. Hey, hold on. Hey, I want to respond to this comment because it's a good comment. But hey, Greg, who won that game?
Hey.
I just wanted to know, like, who kicked the Chargers out of the playoffs? Oh, yeah, that would be the Raiders, right? So all that Herbert came back. Evidently, it didn't really mean shit when it came to overtime, did it? So,
That was an impressive fourth quarter, though. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I'm not taking nothing from Herbert. He's a beast, dude, and he brought him back from 15 points. Like, you know, he did, or 12 points, I think it was.
He went 5
Like,
for
he did-
5 on fourth downs or something like that, right? With like 140
Yeah.
yards or some crazy shit like that.
Does this
But-
Greg guy like to
but
like
to
hate
be
on
fair-
anybody on the TV, on the screen?
No
But
receiver.
to be fair, Gus Bradley's cover 3, like, he was leaving, I don't know. Let's just put it this way. He didn't make it very difficult for Herbert, but our defensive line was eating Herbert's lunch all day, dude.
So Greg's saying you guys lost that game.
Well, then he's an idiot.
No, he's saying you lost the game even though you won because of that timeout. I will say that timeout was one of the dumbest timeouts in NFL history.
Well, last I checked, timeouts are part of football, so you can blame the Chargers coach for that.
Yeah, I do blame the Chargers coach for that. That was
Yeah,
dumb.
he shot himself in the foot.
What are you doing?
Bro, that timeout was bad. But what about going for it on 4th and 1 from your own 19-yard line?
Yeah, that was dumb too.
Wait. I've seen us do that. I've seen Green Bay do that before.
Oh yeah. No, we did.
Yeah,
even
but you
worse.
have
We
Aaron
did an
Rodgers.
HB draw. We did an HB draw on 4th and 15.
Oh,
No, you know what we do? We hand it to fucking John Kuhn. Fuck John Kuhn, bro. I fucking hate that bastard. I hate that motherfucker. It's nothing to do with him. It's because our fans are stupid. Like, dude, you realize we just ran a 2-yard run on 3rd and 8? You fucking morons. We have to punt the ball now. John Kuhn. Idiots.
Hey, he was killing in that Super Bowl though.
Oh, I fucking hate John Kuhn. Don't bring him up anymore. I'm mad now.
He was killing in that Super Bowl.
James Starks got us to the Super Bowl, okay? Not John Kuhn.
Hey, the pride of University
In the
of
Super
Buffalo,
Bowl.
baby.
In the Super Bowl when Kuhn got those first down runs, I was like, ooh.
It wasn't as bad as Ripkowski fumbling in the end zone in the NFC Championship game, and you're like, well, we're going to lose this game.
I think Charles Woodson helped get you guys to those Super Bowls, or that Super Bowl too.
He was okay, I guess.
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah,
I think
He-
Tremont
Did he
Williams'
win Defensive
interception
Player of
was.
the Year that year?
Tremont
No.
Williams.
We put his football bus in the corner.
He was a defensive player of the year before we went to the Super Bowl.
In 2009 he won defensive player of the year. 2010 he was still amazing. But
he helped you guys too.
Joe remembers all too well because I was yelling in his face when Jameson Williams picked that ball off against the Falcons.
Oh.
Hey,
I remember everything about that day.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
I was jumping around.
That was a miserable
Joe,
game
like,
to watch for me because I was like so sure the Falcons were going to beat you.
Woodson's Hall of Fame bus in the
They fucked up when they mocked the belt, dude. You don't mock the belt. You just piss the man off.
What's his name? Abram, right?
You're thinking Abraham.
Abraham, there you go.
John Abraham.
And they had Neil also who was doing that shit to us.
He stood right over him. I was like, you
Abraham,
dumb son of a bitch.
First quarter stands right over him and does the belt. Roger's like, all right, perfect passer rating after that. All right.
Bro, he ripped him a new ass after that, man. Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings. Oh, my God.
I just remember Joe sitting there going, I can't believe this is really happening.
Dude, they killed him by like 20 points or some shit too, didn't they? It was like 45-20 something.
Dude, we smacked the shit out of them. That interception at half is really what ended the game because we had all momentum after that.
Oh,
man.
dude, yeah.
When Woodson, when Woodson knocked that ball that broke his collarbone, that was going to be a touchdown by Ben before the half.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Woodson just knocking it out.
He laid all the way out.
That won the game. That in my mind won the game because we
Bro,
carried all that momentum.
Jarrett fucking Bush won the game for us. Think about that.
Oh, at the
Jarrett Bush.
That ring. That's for sure.
I remember that dude.
Oh my God, dude! My first ever Packer game. This lady was in the stands like creaming over Jarrett Bush. Oh my God, he's so cute. I'm like, bro, he fucking sucks. Stop talking about Jarrett Bush. He's ass.
Do not talk about that.
And then he wins the game for you.
A guy that
this was before the Super Bowl.
A guy that Packers fans always forget helped us a humongous amount in that Super Bowl run was Frank Zombo because our linebackers kept dropping every single game except for Frank Zombo.
Oh my God, Frank Zombo.
Brady Papinga.
Fucking, you guys remember Ryan Pickett, Howard Green?
Oh man,
big Howard Green.
Jarrett Bush.
Hey, so what do you guys think? How do you guys think the top 10 shakes out for the draft?
Well,
it's gonna be a lot of defense.
The Pro Football Focus gave the Lions Malik Willis at the second pick.
Yeah, but I've heard that, but I've also heard that the Lions are not. They're not taking Malik Willis, dude. I think
the Panthers.
From what I've read, if the Jags take Walker, then the Lions are going to run to the podium with Hutchinson, which makes sense because he's a Michigan guy.
Yep.
Like, that'll be a really popular pick for them.
How you pass on Hutchinson if you're the Jaguars? I don't see how you.
Because it's the Jaguars, bro. Like, are you? I mean. If the Jaguars were great at drafting, they wouldn't be picking number 1 2 years in a row. Like,
hey, but you never know. One draft can put a team back on top. But But it's the Jaguars.
And dude, I like the Jags, bro. Like, I mean, I wish they could get their shit together because, like, you know, I root for the Jags when they make the playoffs or when they're like doing. You know, I like to see the Jags do well.
I'm hiring Urban Meyer was a mistake.
Yeah.
Huge mistake.
It's like that slogan I used to boast around. Whenever the Browns won a game, I'd say, listen, guys, whenever the Browns win, we all win.
Yay.
The problem with the Jaguars is they have a rich owner. They have an owner that can spend money.
He's a fan, isn't he?
Operations, he doesn't know what the hell is going on. He wants.
Hey, do you think that Doug Peterson can help Trevor Lawrence's development?
Yes.
I do too.
I do.
I think so.
I think Trevor Lawrence is like going to be better with Peterson.
Foles flourished with Peterson.
That's what I'm saying.
Peterson is the kind of coach you have when you have a young quarterback and you're trying to make him a franchise quarterback, like Mark Jackson with the Warriors, right? Mark Jackson got the Warriors. You know, he built that foundation. He was just never good enough to get him over the top.
Yeah, he
Steve
turned him into
Kerr
a
was that
playoff
guy.
team. He just couldn't win a championship with him.
Peterson is the foundation guy. Just like for the Lions, they have Campbell. Campbell's a foundation guy. That's a great foundation hire for them. I hate the Lions, whatever it is, what it is. But the next guy they hire after this, when they put all these draft picks and all this cap room together, that's what's really going to show if it really worked.
Yeah. But I think like, if the Jags would be foolish to pass on Hutchinson, in my opinion. But I don't think it would be a stupid move for the Jags to try to trade down. The only problem is I don't think anybody's going to want to take the number 1 pick because there's just nobody that is worth trading 2 or 3 firsts for that pick.
Actually, tomorrow I have my own podcast. One of my best friends named Tyler. We're actually talking about value of draft picks tomorrow, and there's a couple different charts that you can go off of. The number 1 pick is valued. I looked at the Jimmy Johnson one. They put the value at 3,000. So you have to trade a lot of picks to trade up to that pick. So the value for
that's
that,
what I'm saying.
and the drafts are getting deeper, man. So you don't necessarily need a top 10 pick, to go get an impact player.
And this particular draft, there's just nobody. I don't see anybody that's worth 3,000 points, dude.
No.
Which is the weird thing because I think you guys are right. No one is worth like trading so much for that. But this whole draft, like as a whole, as an overall draft, there's so much great talent. You know what I mean? So that might devalue the first pick as well because you don't need the first pick to get something exponential. You can wait until the 20th pick to get something.
But that's what I'm saying is like I think it would be smart for the Jags to try to trade down, even if you don't get 3,000 points worth of value. If you could pick up an extra first later in the round, you could get 2 players instead of 1 that could really help you.
I think you're right, though.
Because the Jags need more than 1 player, dude. It's not like they're 1 player away from being competitive. They need as many good players as they can get.
I don't think anybody's willing to trade for the first pick. I think you're right. I just don't see anybody willing to reach for the first pick.
Maybe the Bears because they're really fucking dumb.
They don't even.
Yeah, but see, I'm not talking about. But did you hear what I just said, though? I said I don't think the Jags should go into it looking for 3,000 points worth of value. If they could get 2 late, a mid-round and a late-round first for it, there might be a team out there that was willing to, I don't know, because late round, they're already doing well, so they're not really looking, unless they feel that there's 1 player that could put them over the top,
Not this draft. I mean... Look.
Well, Kyle Hamilton, I think Kyle Hamilton, as crazy as it is, they're talking about him falling out of the top 10, but that dude's a fucking monster, bro.
Dude,
he should be a top 3 pick. He should be a top 3 pick, in my opinion.
I think the Lions are going to choose Hamilton, to be honest. I think that's who they're going to go with because I believe Hutchinson is going to be the first pick of the draft.
I don't think you can take a safety at 2, but I think he deserves it. He deserves it, but I don't think you can take a safety at 2 and justify it, dude.
So who do you think the Lions pick then if Hutchinson's gone? Like they don't really.
Probably.
I think safety would be a great pick.
Thibodeau,
okay.
Or Walker.
But Thibodeau's a monster, dude.
Thibodeau's a monster.
He's getting compared to fucking Chase Young, dude.
Yeah, he's a beast.
That's a good comparison.
But he quits on plays too. Like I've seen him do it. He doesn't have like a Max Crosby motor, dude, where he just keeps going and going. That's going to be the knock on him. I could actually see Thibodeau falling a bit because of that. Because you don't want a guy that takes plays off, especially if you're drafting him in the top 10. Like,
I can see Thibodeau falling to like 22.
Yeah, right.
Dude, even if he fell to 22, I think that would be foolish for the Packers to take him at 22. You have other bigger needs. Your pass rushers are pretty good. Like, I think you got bigger needs, bro. You need a receiver bad, like a top flight receiver.
We can get a top flight receiver at 28. If Burks is there, that's in my opinion, that is a top flight receiver. If Pickens is still there later on, those are top flight
Pierce
receivers.
is interesting.
Yeah.
Sky Moore, Christian
Sky
Watson's
Moore. I
interesting.
like Sky Moore. I get that he didn't play against the greatest competition, but when I watch him, I'm like, this guy's pretty fucking good.
You know who I think you guys should take a look at? Maybe in the second round, like with 59. I think you guys should take a look at Mechie from Alabama, dude. Even though he got hurt, Mechie is a beast, and I think he fits your offense perfectly, dude.
He's fast as fuck, too. He's got some fucking speed, man. I got my wide receivers right here, bro. Oh, man, there's so many wide receivers I like.
You got to have Watson up there, too, right? Watson looks really good.
4.36 at 6'4", that's fucking insane. And seriously, if you watch his tape, it's kind of a joke, dude. Seriously, he has 10 yards in between him and the DB.
Yeah, Mechie's shit is like Madden, bro. It's like watching a video game.
We haven't even mentioned Williams is another guy that can drop very, very low for great value. You know what I mean?
That's 4.2 speed, man.
I don't like Dotson. I think Dotson's the one guy I've seen, and I'm like, I don't believe the hype with that guy.
Dude, from what I saw a mock today where Kansas City actually trades up to take Jameson Williams.
I could actually see that.
I think Kansas City is interested in Williams. I've seen stuff like that around Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, he's not Tyreek Hill, but he's got damn close to Tyreek Hill speed, so it makes it like you get your burner again. It's perfect for them.
So
and you have a good team where you don't need him to come in right away. Like you can let him heal up because you still have Kelsey. You're doing all. You still have MVS. Like you have somebody that can run deep.
For me, if I'm the Chiefs and I'm trading up for anybody, it would be Olave if you want a burner. Olave is the fastest receiver in the whole draft, isn't he?
It's Williams.
Is Williams? It Williams?
Yeah, Williams ran a 4.25.
Okay, so
Olave ran a 4.3 something.
4.39.
Olave ran an unofficial 4.26 after that. So I thought that he actually was the fastest, but I guess Williams was faster than him.
Yeah, Williams was faster.
There's another guy, Calvin Austin III. He ran a 4.32.
Yeah,
and he's out of Memphis.
Speed isn't everything, man.
I know. But
what did Wilson?
He's kind of like a tweener guy. You can, I like him. I like him in the later rounds. You can use him on jet sweeps and shit, man.
The thing that's crazy to me is that people are putting Garrett Wilson over Olave, dude. They think he's so much better than Olave, dude. Like Olave to me is the most polished receiver in the draft, in my opinion.
What
dude,
did Wilson
he
run
is.
At 40? Do you have that, Jake, on your?
Who's 40?
Wilson's.
Wilson's 40 was 4.38. So he's 0.01 faster.
4.38 is still fast. It's still fast. I mean, I don't.
Both Ohio State receivers are good.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't see Wilson as being better than Olave, though. I think Olave is a better route runner. I think he's more chippy. He's more ready, dude.
Dude, Olave is the best route runner in the draft. Easily, bar none. And his late route running ability, where he can extend and get more of a lead. Oh my God, him with Aaron Rodgers, holy shit! We would already replace Devontae Adams. I'm dead serious. So I'm not saying he's going to be the best receiver, but he would definitely.
But not only that, but also Olave is really good at like when the play breaks down, he can like get open, like scramble plays. He's good at those too.
Yeah, he's
I watched him play. I watched some of his film on like scramble plays and stuff, and he's good at getting open when the quarterback is under duress and stuff. Like once the route has already developed and he's not open or he's not terribly open, but he can find a way to like Tyreek. How Tyreek all of a sudden you just like turn one way and it's like whoop, all of a sudden he's 10 yards behind you and you're like, how the fuck did that happen? Like Olave can do that too.
Before Randall Cobb became 1,000 years old, he used to be really good at that too.
Actually, Greg just said you guys should look at Sky Moore, good gadget guy, small but someone to bring in for Cobb.
That's who we were talking about. Whenever I watch Sky Moore, I think he's now. The problem I have with Sky Moore now, I start to kind of get those Amari Rodgers vibes from him, and I'm like, I don't want to do that again.
He's better than Amari Rodgers.
You think so?
Which receiver I think is going to be the biggest disappointment in this draft? And I'm not saying he's going to be bad, but just based off of how high the expectations are for him, is Drake London, dude. No, I think Drake London.
Oh, Drake London?
I think he's going to be the biggest disappointment. Not like I said, I don't think he's going to suck, but I think like the expectations are so high for him that he's not going to come anywhere near him, dude.
Man, thank God that Isaac left already.
Yeah, he'd be wanting to fight.
How do you know the Lions are getting Hutchinson? It's not in their control. Like, I'm pretty confident the Jags are going to draft Hutchinson.
No, I think they're taking Walker. I really do.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. When you look at past years, they talk for months and months and months. Who's going to be the pick? Who's going to be the pick? This literally came out yesterday, 3 days before the draft. It's happening now. Oh, okay. They're taking Walker.
Well, let me ask you something, Jake. If Jordan Davis falls to 22, does Green Bay pick him and take?
You run to the podium.
Yeah, you run faster than he ran the 40 to the podium.
and you run to the podium and you send the other 21 teams that picked before you a bottle of Dom on ice, dude.
Man, dead ass, man. Him next to Kenny.
I really believe that Jordan Davis is a generational type talent at his position. I really do. The guy's like an absolute monster.
Yeah. Hey, Greg, I agree with you. I agree with you in the fact that Drake London is a stud. Like, he has all the measurables, right? But I just, for some reason, I just have that feeling about him that he's not going to perform like people are expecting him to. I didn't say he was going to suck. Like, I think he's going to turn into a really good receiver, but I just don't think his rookie year is going to be like a Jamar Chase or, or Jefferson. Like, I think he's going to be like maybe an 800-yard guy. Like, his rookie year.
Well, the thing about that, what if he ends up on the Jets? He keeps getting mocked at number 10 to the Jets.
If he
pretty
gets
much screwed at that point,
then he's like a 600-yard guy.
Yeah,
3 touchdowns.
He'll be like every other great Jets player. He'll be the only good player on the team.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think it would be stupid for the Jets to give the number 10 for Debo, dude. I think Debo would really help them.
I think that's a realistic possibility. I think the 49ers would be more than happy to trade Debo to the Jets because they're like,
here's a potential question here's a good question for you. So if the Jets actually do make the move for Debo for the number 10 pick, who do the Niners take at 10?
Oh.
You got to take a corner, I think, dude. Like, your corners are so bad. I mean, your receivers, like, at least Ayuk is coming along. So, I mean, I could understand, like, if you take a receiver, he's automatically going to get compared to Debo.
What if Hamilton's
like, because you traded Debo for him?
What if Hamilton's at 9?
Or at 10?
Oh, 10.
You mean 10?
What if Hamilton's at 10?
I would run to the podium at 10 if you had Hamilton up there. You don't really need a top flight corner if you have Hamilton, dude. Like,
I wouldn't like that if the Niners got someone like that. Let's get off that. I don't want to think about that shit.
That would be interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, Jordan Davis. I don't. Man, Jordan Davis is just insane. Like, if he falls, and I've actually seen him fall.
Or what about Stingley?
What
about if the Niners pick at 10 and they get Stingley from LSU?
Derek Stingley, he's good, man.
Dude, that would be a really good pick for them.
See, this 49ers agree with this Debo to the Jets thing. It really does make a lot of sense to me. Not for Debo. Well, okay, actually for Debo, because he's going to get paid. There, the coach is there. He's going to be like, "Oh, my old coach is there. I'll play for him."
And he's going to get paid.
And he'll get paid.
And that's what he cares about.
The Niners would be more than happy to give him to the Jets. I know.
Bro, he obviously doesn't care about winning games, so he cares about that $25 million paycheck. So he's going to go get his $25 million and win 4 games.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, if the Ravens get Davis, their defense is already.
I think. To me, that's a little bit crazy, though. Like, I get, you want to make money, like you want to be a millionaire and stuff. But with the Niners, if the Niners like, they're a good team. Like, they're a couple of pieces away from being a truly legit Super Bowl contender. I mean, they were in the NFC title game, dude. Like, I think if I was Debo, I would stay with the Niners, try to get the ring first, and then go get my money, dude.
I think Debo's pretty much gone. I think he's already.
I know he's gone, but I said if I was Debo, you're already making like $6 million a year or something like that. Like, you're not starving. You have a chance to get a ring.
If this happens, seriously, this is gonna be the funniest draft in history if this happens. Like, for real.
What?
I will laugh for years if this is what happens. I am not joking. I will laugh for so fucking long.
All right. If this happens, we're immediately
Willis.
bringing you on our show, Nick, because we're going live on Thursday for the first round.
Lions getting Malik Willis at 2. That would be like the thing that people would laugh about for years.
Just Nick, I guess.
Dude, I think he's going to the Steelers, to be honest with you.
I think
I've seen Panthers.
I think Malik Willis, in my opinion, Malik Willis is a guaranteed bust. He is an athletic football player who is a shitty passer of the football. He is going to be one of those Terrell Pryor type NFL quarterbacks.
You know who I think could be like decent. Like, I mean, he doesn't project as like an immediate starter, but I think he has the skills. Is Desmond Ridder, dude? Like, he looked good to me. Like I think if he was to go in and sit behind somebody that is like an established starter for a couple years and learn from him, I think he could do well. If you get him and like throw him right into the fire, he's going to be like Deshaun Kaiser.
So we're not knocking Debo. Like, go get your money. It is what it is. We're just saying, like, it feels like he wants money more than winning, and if that's your choice, then hey, go get it. I don't want that on my team. I know that. Greg said, whoever said the Lions taking Willis, I wish you ill will in all your future endeavors.
I don't think the Lions are taking Willis, dude.
You don't want Willis?
I don't think the Lions are taking Willis, bro.
I think the Panthers are pretty much sewn to Malik Willis.
I also think that there's a chance that Pickett could come off the board before Willis.
See,
I don't know. Not after that Wonderlick performance.
Yeah,
but dude, I've seen
Pickett
mocked by Willis's athletic ability. I've seen Pickett mocked to the Panthers, and then Willis mocked. Willis mocked to the Steelers.
I don't think the Panthers want Pickett. They're like so perfectly brainwashed by quarterbacks like Cam Newton and the guy that they just got from the Jets. What's his name?
Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Like, Malik Willis just fits everything they want to do.
Bro, if it was me, if I was the Panthers, honestly, I would trade for Baker Mayfield, dude, because he's better than Darnold right now.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback.
I would play Baker for a year, and then like next year, get your quarterback in a stronger quarterback class. But Baker's good enough to win you 8 games in this 8 or 9 games.
That's a win-win for both parties because Baker can go out there and prove he can still play, and the Panthers grow their team and compete in an NFC.
The Panthers roster is
I think it makes too much sense for it not to happen.
The Panthers have a lot of good components to their team. They have multiple wide receivers you can rely on.
Even Greg said it. He said Ritter is a project like all these quarterbacks.
In the league still, even though he gets injured all the time, I get that. Their defense is not bad. Obviously, their offensive line has some sort of talent because Darnold was able to be the best running quarterback the first half of the year. So I think with
Darnold is horrible.
I think that'd be decent.
I think the Panthers aren't as far off as people think they are.
No, I think they're a good roster.
I think they're a decent roster. They're not a good roster, but they're a decent roster. And I think
they have a good
depending
roster.
on what they do, if I was the Panthers, I would look to trade down from 6 and try to pick up some more picks and try to really fill out your roster. And I would try to roll. I would roll the dice on Baker myself.
6 would be more realistic because I think there are teams that would jump at trying to get the 6th pick.
Yeah, because they could get in and get a pass rusher or get a top flight receiver. Like
I was gonna say, you know what teams would trade for the 6th pick for? And I'm telling you, this is exactly what happened. They would trade for the 6th pick to get Drake London. I'm telling you, that's exactly what teams would do.
Or Thibodeau if he's still on the board.
Yeah, there you go. Hamilton, even if he's like teams that need a specific position like that. But the 1st pick. No one's going to trade for the 1st pick.
The Vikings pick at 12. I could honestly see the Vikings trading up to 6 to try to get Hamilton because they really want Hamilton.
Well, I think the Vikings are just a bunch of bums, so fuck them. So look, guys, it's time to sign off now. We've been here for 2 hours. Jake's tired. He needs to go to bed.
I've been up since 3 a.m.
Joe's ready to hop off, and I'm gonna hit you up, Joe, after this. Thank you everybody for watching the Frozen Tundra Network. Thank you for everybody that was on the show tonight. Go Pack Go. We will be back after the draft. Jake, if you invite me on your show during the draft, I will be there. Thank you everybody that commented and engaged. We will see you guys next time. Go Pack Go.
Later, y'all.
Go Raiders.